All right. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. Ah, boy. Made it to another Friday. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We in this thing, man. Salute to everybody who checking your boy out. Know I've been missing the action, but like I explained before, trust me, it's for all the greater good. Thank you for whoever hit that like button. Let's keep smashing that like button for your boy Real Spit. Everybody over there, X, man. Salute to y'all showing up and showing out ASAP, man. Everybody on YouTube that's tuning in, man, following in. Come on in. Let's get this going, bro. Let's get this going. I've been doing a lot of listening this week and ain't had a chance to get over here and run my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it going, bro. Let's get it going. Yes, sir. There we go. Let's get it. Let's get it rocking. Let's get it rocking. All right, man. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You feel me? But I will put the link in the chat if you will come out and speak your piece. You know what I'm saying? But quite a few things, but I'm going to start it off like this, goddamn. I mean, this how we start this off, because this is what this money for.
God, dude, is that not the biggest school bus you've ever seen? Like, bro, I didn't even know they made them that big.
That's
like,
a normal school bus.
What do you mean, dude? That's a monster bus, bro.
That's a normal size school bus.
Dude, that's a monster bus. What are you talking about?
How big was your school bus?
Like 6 seats, maybe?
6 seats?
Yeah, why?
Bro, you're on the short bus.
No, that's the normal one.
That is not that's the normal bus.
No, that's a monster bus. Dude, I've never seen a bus that big.
Yep, this one's for y'all. All right? This one is for y'all. Salute to y'all, man. Real spit. Hey. Because it shocked me the stuff that people are saying about this whole situation, Terrence Crawford versus the WBC, which ain't no versus, man. It's not. It's not, bro. You know, I feel like it's a man standing his ground. And two things can be true at the same time. You know what I mean? And we're going to break that down. Real spit. As soon as I get this screen off. I don't know why the screen up like this, y'all. I'm sorry. There we go. There we go. There we go. For sure, for sure. We in there like booty hair. Let's go. Real spit. Salute, salutes. I see you, DJ.
Hello, motherfucker.
I see you, Heavy.
My nigga.
What's going on? That's the Heavy right there. Heavy used to fuck me up. Heavy, you gotta bring it back. You gotta bring it back, bro. Real talk.
My nigga.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like I said, I feel like are you on your way out of town or something, Heavy? Salute to you. Me too tomorrow. Tomorrow morning. But yeah, two things can be true at the same time. I see both sides. The people who don't like Bud, they like, see, yeah, now he ain't undisputed, and this and that and the third. That ain't how it works. I'm not even gonna get into that. Mauricio Suleiman is just bitter. Bitter. Suleiman sound like, y'all ever had an old lady and y'all broke up and you start doing better after you left her, and all she could complain about is, you know, he think he the stuff because he got a car. You know what I'm saying? Or X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean?
He think he got money now. He done bought him a little car. He think he the shit. Da 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 da.
Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Mauricio is 100%. 100%. I hit that button early, but yeah, I meant to hit that. He emotional, bro. He's scoring, bro. And Punch, I see you. What's happening, boy? What's going on?
Hello, motherfucker.
But yeah, yeah, he's most definitely scorned. 100%, bro. And he all about the Benjis, bro. I mean, that's just what it is at the end of the day. Now, for his Terrence, he remind me of that old vet. Like, he'd have been to 2-3 wars, and he came home, and they doing him wrong, and he just not, he can't understand. Man, I done did all this, that, and the third, and you just think X, Y, and Z. That's what Terrence remind me of right now. You know what I'm saying? And the bottom line, I hate that it went down like that. You know what I'm saying? I hate that Terrence responded that way. You know, sometimes the best way to win a battle is by not saying nothing. You know what I mean? But I feel him, though. I do. I ain't gonna lie. Mauricio put him on blast. So it's kind of like, depending on who you dealing with, and I'm speaking from experience, you just might get it back the way you give it. Now, that's how I'm Aquarius. Now, that's how I roll. You give it to me like that, you think you're going to embarrass me, I'm going to embarrass you. That's just me, and I've been working on myself a long time, all right? Let's say it like that. So I can relate to as of why, because the stuff he was saying, I'm like, hell yeah, because that's what I would have said. Who the hell you think you talking to? You've lost your mind, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, though, for people to make all these excuses for Mauricio as if we haven't been down this road before and have heard boxers drop belts, don't want to pay sanctioning fees, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You can go all the way back as to Barrera. You can go to Mayweather. You can go to what was that? Yeah, didn't Shane Mosley when he fought Mayweather or something like that, or what, it was something. It's always something with them, right? And they want to be the prestigious WBC. And stuff get lost in the sauce because a lot of people today rather listen to controversy instead of actually the words. If you listen to the words that's coming out their mouth, you know, the truth is there, right? And you don't even got to seek it. One is telling on himself, and the other one just telling it like it is. And this has nothing to do with no Terrence fan or nothing like that, to be honest with you, real spit. It's just men shit. Like, you got Mauricio sitting there talking about counting another man's pockets. Well, first and foremost, sir, we got something that y'all probably don't say over there in Mexico. But what we say you got to charge it to the game. If he had sanctioning fees, why the hell that wasn't constructed in the contract? Why you go off or shake a hand in good faith like he gonna give it to me? Right? That don't make any sense. And then he said it was zero. This is the part that got me. When he said it was 0.6, right? Equaled out to 300,000. But before he mentioned that, he said Bud got around $50 million. So therefore, how you know it's 300,000 if you don't even know how much the man got paid? That was the first flag. I was like, huh? Hold on, rewind. You know what I'm saying? It made no sense whatsoever. Then he went on to talking about he should apologize. He didn't say thank you and X, Y, and Z. And like he forgot how he got there and la, 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 la. And I'm listening to just more of you telling on yourself. You made everything that, well, Terrence said a second, but after hearing Mauricio and then you hear Terrence, I'm like, well, you just validated everything Terrence just came out and said. You just paying to play. You paying to play. Because when he said that he got put in position to get those fights, X, Y, and Z, he done gave 3 different reasons why it was sanctioning fees. First, it was Earl Spence, quote unquote, didn't what'd he say? Didn't pay sanction fees for Earl Spence because he said super middleweight. Then you go to Madrimov. He's saying that was for an intern, didn't get paid. He all over the place. Y'all gotta go look at the interviews he did in Spanish, bro. He all over the place. He went even far as now, and this interview's in Spanish as well. He even went as far as well to say that he will not be able to face another WBC fighter. So you gonna ban the dude? What? Are you serious? Like, so if Canelo, because I ain't gonna get to that part because I'm gonna get to that. But at the end of the day, it just don't make any sense. What Mauricio was saying, he's all over the place. Then you got people making excuses for Mauricio, right? Don't worry, I'm gonna get to Terrence in a minute. But people making excuses like Eddie, I was like, what? And I done heard him talk about WBC before, but for him to say it's like you going out to eat, order a lot of lobster and this, that, and the third, and then saying I'm not paying that much for it. That is not the same. Why do people try to create scenarios that don't fit the problem? And everybody's using that same logic. That don't fit. That don't apply. And it don't fly. Like, you got to deal with somebody with stupid ears. The WBC gets sanctioning fees for what? See, the question is, I pay sanctioning fees. What are you doing to benefit the fighters? He says for when you get old and sick, we gonna take care of you. 9 times out of 10, these fighters today know what to do with their money. And hopefully they do. So if that's the case may be, when will I be able to take benefit in that? In another interview, I forgot my guy name with all the tattoos, but yeah, he gonna say we got offices, we got employees, we got rent to pay. My baby mama, I still owe her child support. Like, he named everything else except what really benefits the fighters. And the part that gets me is this foundation, because that foundation has been in question for I don't know how long. Who was the guy that I think his name was McCullum, but I could be wrong, that Ben Sr. fought and messed him up real bad, bro. I watched a documentary on that, bro. And if that's the case, how come y'all wasn't helping him? His sister opened a foundation and getting donations and people helping her. His sister has to take care of him because there's nobody else to take care of him. When Andre Ward was asking y'all to put forth in good faith to show fighters, what are y'all doing with all of this money? They dodged Andre. And I know y'all remember that. Andre was on a terror about wanting to know what the hell is going on. Where is all this money going to? And I feel like they do have a right to know that because, again, it don't benefit the fighters. Do the math. You guys are talking about going to a restaurant, ordering food. Yes, I'm paying for service. If I go to a restaurant and you cook me some food and the waiter brings it, I'm paying for the food being cooked, me being fed, and the waiter bringing it. I'm paying for a service. You understand that? What service do any sanctioning body do? They don't get the arena. They don't pay for the arena. They don't pay for the ring. They don't do none of that. If they're not even involved, guess what? The fight still happens. So really, they only bring a belt. Now, some people going to say, now everybody want to say, well, they provide the rankings. Are you fucking serious, bro? Mauricio told you in the speech that everybody saw that was in plain English, bro. You pay to get put in position. And the cold part about it, for the ones who did hear that, now they want to say, Bud paid to get that. He was champ. It's always been, I hate that he said that, like if you ain't champ at 140 and you ask to fight, you could do that. But you kind of play, you put yourself in between a rock and a hard place. You exposed your hand to all the ifs and this, that, and the third, where everybody was wondering, the sanctioning bodies are crooked, this and that and third, you could pay your way. When we was talking about Earl Spence jumping to the top, being at the top now, all these things. Well, there you have it. But instead of everybody jumping on Mauricio Sulaiman's trail, as if he got the squeakiest clean record, hell, they made a movie about him and his daddy. Yeah, probably too old for a lot of y'all, but it's called A Great White Hope. You understand me? His daddy and I forgot old boy name who played Don King in that movie. Because he was crooked. God rest his soul. Real talk. Let's not forget how he was going to fuck over Devin Haney. Y'all forget that? He wanted Teofimo to be undisputed so bad that all of a sudden you could win a franchise belt, and Devin Haney had the real belt. But y'all forget, he was going to tell Devin Haney, your belt is now called the Pride belt. Y'all remember that? All that confusion went on. T.O. told me, I am undisputed. I am. Because Mauricio threw that out of there talking about, well, in other sports, they change rules on the fly. No, that don't apply, bro. That ain't how that works. You do that way beforehand. You don't get to do that like that. So again, what service do they bring the fighters? They don't, because that fight would still take place. That money would still be there. Whether it would be that amount or not does not matter. It could be for 3 belts. Look at this. I mean, if it ain't about the money, look right now with Fulton and Foster. Somehow, some way, they still finna get some sanctioning fees. This is for an interim lightweight title now, because Fulton fat ass couldn't make weight. So if it ain't about money, then I don't know what is. But for people to act like Mauricio right, he wrong. He dead wrong. And especially the way he did it. Quoting a number that he don't know. You don't know how much that man got paid. All right? He don't. And then sit there and knowing people going to fly with the lie. Talking about 300,000. You don't know how much it was going to be. And then said it like he his mama. Like he his daddy. This is what it's going to be, all right? I don't care what you say. I ain't asked you for that. This is what we want. Man, stop playing. Stop playing. So then, let's go on over there to Terrence, though. Here you go, Terrence. What up, Chappelle? What up, AC? I see y'all, man. What's good with you, bro?
Hello, motherfucker.
But yeah, man.
My nigga.
But Terrence sound like old war vet, though. I ain't gonna lie, man. I've met him. Man, I did 2 tours to Iraq. Come back to this motherfucker. You niggas don't appreciate me. I put in all this work for all these years, and then now y'all want to treat me like shit when I get back. That's what Terrence sound like, bro. Terrence sound like an old vet. And I feel him, though, man, because if you, I do and I don't. What's up, Nine? What's happening, bro? What's up with you?
My nigga.
But so yeah, man, like I feel him, but I don't. Like I said, because I know me. I'm a so it's like I'm trying not to be a hypocrite because I would have did the same shit. I'd have been like, hold on, nigga. But at the same time, it's not funny because it's business and it's the way to handle shit. But at the end of the motherfucking day, maybe that's the way he felt, and it is what it is. But the thing is, the key thing is what he said. Mauricio said he wasn't gonna pay him, right? Here's the thing: he offered him a amount. WBC just didn't take it. So it ain't that he wasn't gonna give them nothing. They just didn't want to take it. You know what I'm saying? And if all the other sanctioning bodies took it, I understand when he say, what makes you better than the rest of these motherfuckers, bro? Like, that's a legit question. What makes you think that you should be 100% above everybody because your belt green? And everybody know Mauricio is in favor of the Mexicans with no doubt. We know that. We've seen it in action, bro. With Canelo, for real. Bud didn't have to tell nobody that. When you can make phone calls and X, Y, and Z. But like I said, Mauricio told y'all in that thing, you paying to play. So it's out. People run with that narrative. Let it be known. If you got the right dollar and you want to pay the highest sanctioning fees, you will be kept up in the rankings, win, lose. It don't goddamn matter. He just told you. You pay, we could put you in position to get your ass a belt. Hell, we'll make you a belt. We already got a silver, a continental, international, heavyweight, middleweight. Hell, what's one more? Purple, blue? What color you want? You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, to answer Pale's question, he said, but why Bud didn't say this? Bud probably knew this the whole time. See, that's the whole part. See, now you thinking, why Bud didn't say this before? Bud wasn't trying to say nothing. Mauricio, the only one Bud heard about it and came out instead of giving him another phone call like, hey, go ahead and take that, bro. We'll take what you gave everybody else or work on another deal. But you didn't do that. You didn't do that. All you did was complain, insult him like a bitch would. You know how women do. They're gonna complain. Well, not all women, but you know, your ex-bride, she gonna complain about you, complain that because you doing better now. You got more money now because you done left that trash alone. So you doing well. He see that. He see Bud on a world tour. He getting appreciated. He don't like that, bro. And now he see that the WBC belt he gonna deny that. So damn, we ain't finna get no more money. See, when it was on Canelo was like, man, he take whatever out. I don't care. He took it out. They didn't expect. That tells me WBC didn't expect Bud to win that. They didn't want that belt on him. Why strip him so quick? Would you want your belt to be on the man? If that was the case, if it was so much of a problem, why you bringing up all this old shit about Madrimov sanctioning fees and Earl sanctioning fees? And then Bud said he came to him about 300,000 plus another 100,000. Like, where the fuck you get that? So Bud didn't have to come out. When Mauricio opened his mouth, I said, oh, this dude crooked than a motherfucker. He more crooked than a roach leg. I said, how the hell you just say that like that's just gonna go past me? He got somewhere around 50 million, somewhere around. So we told him, we just want, we usually charge 3%, but we made a deal with him. We kind of letting them slide. So, we just gonna hit it with the 0.3, the 0.6, and that's 300,000. How you know it's 0.6 is 300,000 of around 50 million? Stop playing, bro. And then he doing all these other interviews talking about he got to pay rent on buildings. He got employees. They got offices. They do a bunch of other. Man, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. And then you got De La Hoya crying. That pissed me off because it's like, what? When I definitely heard you talk about these motherfuckers. And now You want to say, man, I'm disappointed. Man, get the fuck out of there. What it is, he finna upset he's another one that exposed himself. Let me tell you what De La Hoya felt. De La Hoya told the truth at the end of his rant. He was like, damn, I want to clap for this motherfucker. About time somebody stand up for real. Caught the WBC at the height of his career and said, fuck y'all. That's what he really wanted to say, bro. But he know he fucked with Turkey. He thought about it. He said, but this gonna help that motherfucker. Fuck. That's what he disappointed about. He not disappointed because he stood at the Mauricio. He just know this shit fell at the wrong time and it's gonna benefit the other side. It's not gonna benefit the old promoters. He know that. That's what he really mad about. And I feel him on that because it is. It is. Because Bud also said something too. At the end of his shit. At the end of his whole rant. And like I said, I understand where he was coming from. But that one part where he said, Turkey, hurry up and get this stuff going. I hope Turkey hurry up and get this stuff going. I said, yep. Hey, Bud might got a stake in that shit, bro. I'm telling you, I don't know, but for him to say that shit, or maybe he said it just to irritate Mauricio, because to be fair, you know, Mauricio ain't let's see. I don't know how long, if y'all followed Turkey and the Mauricio thing like I did, but in the beginning, you know, Turkey wasn't Mauricio's biggest fan and vice versa. Right? Because they were blocking fights that Turkey wanted to make. Right? So, you know, and then all of a sudden they made good and he started funding the tournament. You know what I'm saying? Which is on December 20th. I can't wait for that. But at the end of the day, it's kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like I said, man, but Mauricio exposed his hand, and it's like, why y'all want to hate the man that made the money and can do what the fuck you want to do with the money and not mad at the person who the fuck did bad business? You know what I'm saying? See, Chappelle, that's what I'm saying. It's not about Bud, bro. Take Bud out of it. Just think of it as two men. And you've been through this, bro. Peep this. If it was just two regular dudes and they made a deal, right? Businessmen. And it should have been paper laid on the wood, signed, and they know what everybody finna get, right? When everything go to fuck down, this other dude fuck everybody else, nigga gonna be like, well, you should have had your business handled. That's what people would say. You should have had your shit handled, bruh. Since when you just go on a shake a hand of faith on some shit like that, bro? I'm being real. Since when you go just on a shake a hand of faith and call it a day and say, he gonna give it to me. But see, what y'all don't understand is this. God gave you two ears for a reason. Use them motherfuckers, bro. This shit been going on behind the scenes. Mauricio just chose this time to say this shit out loud because he pissed the fuck off. This shit was talked about before the fight. That's a good businessman. As a businessman to say, hey man, I know what I'm finna get, and I ain't trying to give y'all no 3% of what the fuck I'm finna get. Think about that. 3%, if it was 50 million, that's over $1 million.
For 4 belts.
Do you understand that? So he would have gave up 4 million. Man, y'all crazy as fuck. So that's good business. And to me, that was him doing them a service. He didn't wait till after the fight. That had to take place before the fight, especially for the sanctioning bodies, the other ones to agree already. Or somebody put a bug in their ear. You get what I'm saying? Because when it come down to it, when have y'all heard sanction fees not coming the fuck out? Not wait on a fighter to pay them. Them shits come out. So, and I know why I did that. So they had to be spoke to because Turkey paying motherfuckers. He ain't no promoter. So he ain't finna pay you, you pay him. So they had to talk to him, and that's good business. I got the opportunity. Hey, bro, I ain't trying to give you 3%. I ain't saying I ain't trying to pay you, bro, but I ain't trying to give you no fucking $million-something, bro.
Right. The total came out to, for all 4 belts, he would have paid $6 million.
You see what I'm saying? And that's based off if he was getting 50 million.
Yeah, and that's based off if he was getting the 50 million. So
that's $6 million fucking dollars, bro.
Yeah,
You niggas complain about the IRS. And you niggas think that's all right?
Exactly. now for me, you know, G, I'm you know, Slick, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna throw in a little bit of history that's gonna feel like a little pinch.
Yeah, no, it's all great.
Let's remember the fact that Canelo told Suleiman, and I think this was when it was before the franchise belt was created.
Right.
Remember, Suleiman tried to order, I think it was with Mal Charlo or Demetrius Andrade. He tried to mandate one of those fights because they was pressing for that mandatory.
Right.
And one of them reached out to the sanctioning body, spoke to Suleiman, went to one of these events, spoke to Suleiman again. Suleiman said, "Yeah, I'm gonna mandate the fight." When that fight was mandated, I want to go back and say, do people remember Canelo's response?
No, they don't.
Okay, because it was the funniest fucking thing in the world. Canelo literally told that man, "Fuck you. I'm not paying you. I'm not doing fuck your mandatory, fuck you, and fuck your belt.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You can't
go
force
like
me to do what I don't want to do."
Bro, you go to Marco Barrera. Same shit. Motherfuckers what, man, this shit ain't new.
So the crazy thing for me is Canelo told that man, "Fuck you, fuck your belt, and everything else. I'll just drop this shit." What did Suleiman do? Immediately, I think the next day, a statement came out from the WBC, and Suleiman was actually there, and he read it. He was like, you know, the WBC is honored in having a great champion like Canelo Alvarez, and the WBC will stand by any decisions that our champion makes.
Now watch this. What was birthed out of that though?
If I remember,
you said the name of it.
Oh, what, the franchise belt?
There you go.
Yeah, and let's also remember, Canelo petitioned for the.
Well, they created it.
Yeah, they created it as a designation so he can move the way he wants to move,
right?
Not having to worry about mandatories and other things like that. He can go out and make big fights, and it was supposed to be. It didn't matter the division, but then when I still bring it up to some guys, they're like, "Wait a minute, the franchise was only for 68." I said, "I think you're forgetting."
No, it was for him.
It was for any
it didn't have a
division.
stipulation.
Yeah, it had no stipulations.
It had no stipulation. It said for a champion to be able to make the fight other champions and make the best fights. That was it.
And that would, you would assume that if Canelo was talking about going up, or he was talking about whatever he was talking about at the time, that belt would allow him to do that under the WBC. Yeah, and he still listen.
He did. He put a fight.
I tell people
he called to get the fight with Makabu and end up getting some shit that he didn't want with Bivol.
And here's the crazy thing. I still ask people, and dudes is like, "Yeah, but he not the franchise no more." I said, "Okay, if he's not the franchise no more, who else in boxing can move like Canelo?"
Bro, that's the thing. See,
who
the
else
game,
in boxing can move like that man and still make that kind of money?
But Bud, if Bud gonna stay around.
Bud is not gonna. Bud is. I'm a, you know, you and I know,
because because the only way, right, but I'm saying if Bud did, and say, let's say it like this, and I'm only talking, you know, on an if, okay, so don't nobody take this with no real shit. But if Bud was to stay and say, he would be like, you know what, Boots, I'll meet you at 168 or 160. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Virgil, you next. You get what I'm saying? Niggas will praise the fuck out of Bud. Like, Bud, what Bud finna do? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the point I'm making is this. Looking at what Terrence Crawford has left, is he in any position where he can get $150 million for one fight?
No, unless it's Canelo again.
But at the end of the day, Canelo can turn around and get 125 million after he dusts off whoever's going to be next, and it's sounding like it's going to be Maul Charlo,
Here go the thing.
and then he can fight somebody else and get 125 million.
Bruh,
That's
look.
what he dictates right
Yeah,
now.
but
That's
check this
what
out.
he dictates,
Check this-
but it's
let-
not on that level.
Right. No, he not. No. I ain't arguing that. But let me first off, let me salute the money, man. Let me salute the money that came through, bro. Salute to you, my man. Context perspective. Salute to you, bro. Hope you the subscribe button, bro. He said my thing is sanctioning fees don't come with retire fund, 401k, or medical. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
It don't come with none of that shit. Everything he said one thing that quote unquote supposed to be real, but I ain't seen nothing come out of it where you help them with medical bills and all that shit and all that. And that shit Delaware talking about get kids off the street. I ain't seen none of that shit. That shit must happen in Mexico only, goddamn me.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, because like I said, McCullum didn't get no help. He didn't get no fucking help. His sister helped him and create her own fund. So I don't know what the fuck you talking about. And like I said, Andre Ward was on his ass. And like people forgot about that. So like at the end of the day, they don't what he talking about. Then everything else he mentioned was paying the WBC bills. We got offices, we got employees, that ain't got shit to do with me.
So
I feel you on that context.
This is where I'm at, and I'm also in agreement with context. If you're gonna try to sell us on that point, that the situations with other fighters, and you're gonna bring up fighters like James Toney and some other fighters and things like that. At the end of the day, that should be a whole separate fund. To whereas the money is always guaranteed because you got fans that are millionaires and billionaires of boxing. They could easily donate big money to that fund to insure it. And if you're gonna do this with boxers, you have it in the contract, just like when you order something online nowadays, depending on the website, do you want to donate extra $2 or $5 to whatever?
Like a nonprofit.
Yeah, exactly. So if you form it as a nonprofit that accepts donations, you feel what I'm saying? It becomes like a St. Jude. It becomes like all of these other things that are huge, too big to fail. If they get in trouble, like PBS, the video station, that's a nonprofit television station.
Man.
And when it gets in trouble, they get all the big stars.
Yeah. Like you talking about like PBS and all of them. What's up, man?
Yeah. So that
man, what's up with you, homie? Hey, I hate to say this, but I'm gonna take y'all down the mind of 913, blood, like the trip down memory lane. I told y'all this shit was gonna happen. They squeeze, they squares the old system, and we even talked about this privately, Slick.
Right.
About the DeBella trying to do the meeting and shit.
Yep.
Remember that shit?
Yeah, DeBella.
They squares everybody. The promoters squares everybody. The sanctioning body squares everybody. That now they got to resort to other ways. It's out with the old, in with the motherfucking new. And I ain't even mad at them. They should have seen the writing on the wall a long time ago. You know what I mean? And tried to fix the shit. Think about it. We got Turkey because we had guys like Al Heyman running boxing, bro, and not giving us the fights we wanted to see in a timely fashion. Guess what? We allowed Turkey to come in and squeeze in and make he gave us fights we wanted to see, and now we look up, he running half of boxing. Now we look up, he's trying to get his own motherfucking sanctioning body. Dana White's in it too. Because y'all squares the motherfucking people so bad, bro, that they had to resort to this shit. So it is what it is.
This is what I thought. The spinoff what you just said, right, about the TKO shit. He acting like them. Mauricio, he straight said that he just said he not gonna be able to fight for that belt no more. Ain't that what TKO trying to do? They ain't trying to mingle with them.
Yep.
So you
see what I'm saying?
You just set fire to the shit.
Well,
dude.
that was part of the early on beef. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm. That's what I
remember
was saying
when
earlier.
Turk tried to introduce a belt way back then,
The
Mauricio
undisputed belt.
Suleiman was like, "Leave my
Yep,
WBC
yep,
alone."
And
Like,
then he
don't even
did. And
come
then
at
yep.
me.
he did
And
too.
then
And then he
that was a whole
disrespected. He
beef
disrespected
between.
him.
Yeah, that was a whole beef between them two.
Yeah,
for
y'all
like
remember when
30 days.
Canelo, remember he took them pictures. Who was Canelo from fight? Skull.
Yeah.
And they brought that WBC bit out there. He said, "No, put that motherfucker back over there, nigga." He didn't let him
Man,
hold
if
that brother
Turkey
picture.
persuades motherfuckers to drop all that hardware and put just the Ring magazine in they ass, hey, everything else is nothing else is has any validity after he does that. That is a power move that should happen if I was Turkey, bro. You know, Usyk, Bud, Bivol, and anyway, you know for sure they are the men in a division. You know they are the champs, right?
Yeah.
Bro,
Mm-hmm.
hypothetically speaking, what if them motherfuckers say, man, fuck them belts?
Yeah,
And they just keep the Ring magazine.
that's why I said that the only difference between everybody else, Bud is like at the
Tiafimo
tippy
too.
top. Yep. Bud is at the tippy top, and he said, "Fuck the WBC." Like, nigga, I don't need you. And on top of that,
And that's the legacy belt.
right. And then on top
There's
of that,
strategy in that.
the whole thing about it, dropping that belt that high, at the end of the day, it makes him feel so small because now you gotta wonder why he just did that. And then why he did it is because Turkey pay you. So now that forces sanctioning bodies to have to talk to the boxer.
Well, I'm gonna say
You
this.
get what
bro.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now it becomes a question of if I want to pay you regardless. It ain't gonna just stop with Bud. When you get a check from fucking Turkey, hey, if you want to pay them motherfuckers, that's you. That's like, if I give I give him $1 million for him and his family. He said, "This for me?" I said, "Yes, for you. You do it the fuck. If you want to give your family some, give them some. If he say, hey,
I
fuck
ain't
them, you
give
say
nobody
fuck them."
shit, nigga.
You get what I'm saying? Like, that's why
I've been in
Turkey
the
doing it.
Midwest too long, nigga. I done been in the
Bro.
Mid. I ain't
Yeah,
giving
that's how
shit.
Turkey doing it. Like, that's up to you, nigga. I'm paying you. That other shit, that's up to you, partner. You know what I'm saying? You handle that. So that puts what Turkey did, I think accidentally. It could have been strategy that way or not. But at the end of the day, it puts the boxer in charge.
It does to a certain degree for me, but then when I step back and take a look at the picture or the map and ask how did I get here, it gives some validity, some plausibility to some of the conspiracy theory type things that I've heard that Bud signed on to being a part of the TKO. He may have investments or whatever in it. So he's looking past boxing, but also looking to have a controlling stake in boxing.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? When I look at what Oscar said, when Oscar's talking about situations with, Bud is a plant and blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, because at the end of the day, man, let me look at it like this. Terrence Crawford, you have never ever spoke a ill word from what I've known about you and been a fan of you. You haven't had any ill words for the WBC. It was the IBF who stripped you twice.
Right.
And you never made those type of statements when the IBF did it to you twice.
I don't think it was a stripping. See, that's my thing. That's
No,
what
he was
misconstrued, AC.
he
He
was
don't care
stripped
that
the
he got
second one.
stripped. Right. What I'm saying is he don't care that he got stripped.
Yeah.
It's the context that Mauricio laid with the stripping, talking
Now,
about because
here-
he
that's what
didn't
I'm
pay this, and then the third. And
That's
he
where I'm
wasn't
gonna
sorry.
get to. That's where I'm gonna get to. The commonality between both sides is the fact that we know you two niggas had a deal because you, Suleiman, alluded to it. Just like you was talking about, you need 2 ears. God gave us 2 ears
Right.
and 1 mouth to listen twice as hard, but speak once correctly with humility. So if I'm looking at it like that and I'm taking that lesson, I'm saying to myself like this: between you and Bud, y'all both agree that there was a deal to be made.
Right.
There was somebody who came out and said, "Nah, Suleiman changed and Suleiman did what he did because they all had big plans for Canelo."
Yeah. And he still
And the
do.
fact that Canelo lost, Suleiman don't want Bud to have that belt.
Right. But
So I
it's a
was
play.
like,
It's a play. But we got a newcomer on stage. What's on the mic? I can't see the rest of your name. What's your name, bro?
Well, my channel name is On the Mic with Terrence Bailey Sr. What's going on, brother?
What's going
going
on?
on,
How you
bro?
be?
I'm chilling, man. Hey, I was sitting back watching this stuff, man. I mean, I've never spoken to Terrence, per se, but
Mhm.
Bomac is the homie, and
Okay.
and man, to be truthful, in my opinion,
Mhm.
this is something that's been long coming, and they need more. You need more fighters, like Crawford, Ward, Spence, Mayweather. You need more of them to come out and follow suit along with them. Uh, Oscar De La Hoya came out. I guess he called himself calling Crawford to task and talking about you weren't saying this before when the WBC was promoting ranking you and blah 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 or whatever. He sounded like an industry man, an industry
Yeah.
plant.
Right.
He sounds like an industry guy.
Like somebody
Uh,
gave him a phone call said we need you to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
It's
And
your
so, like if you recall, Suleiman said that Terrence Crawford didn't pay the WBC sanction fees from the last fight. So there was two fights in a row. So he'd already basically said, you know what I'm saying, he was already taking a stand. They let him fight the next fight under the WBC banner. And Terrence said, well, how come you won't, all the other sanctioning bodies took what I offered them? Because you can
Right.
negotiate those fees.
Right.
He said they took what I offered them, but you got to be different.
Right.
What makes you so special? And me personally, and I asked around, where are these so-called fighters that Mauricio Suleiman helped with these sanction fees?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
Where are
what I
these
said.
where are these
Thank you.
programs that he
Yep.
so-called got in place?
They in Mexico.
Suleiman is the biggest snake in boxing. Now that they can't put stuff on Don King, Suleiman is taking his place.
Mhm.
So these fighters, and like my brother said, there's too many belts. Everybody's a damn champion.
Yeah, you just saw this shit tonight
Yeah,
with
and all
motherfuckers.
these,
What is that? Fulton can't make weight, so they gonna make it an interim. So
yeah, so
they gonna get sanctioning fees off that.
yeah, because they want to get paid
Oh
now.
wow. Are you serious?
I'm
Now,
dead serious. He was overweight by 2 pounds, and they still said they could fight, and it's so they gonna make it an interim lightweight title
yeah, on the fly.
on the
Two
fly,
pounds
right
is
then
a
and there,
lie,
bro.
bro.
Right,
2 pounds
it's a
is a
lot.
lie, bro.
It's a
Yo,
lot,
yo,
and they
the,
still
For a
said they could
fighter,
fight.
2 pounds is a lie, bro. You've been doing this shit since you was 8 years old, bro.
Man,
You should know
Mauricio
how to
been on,
sweat your weight.
bruh, 9. Mauricio been on
Mm.
a fuck up tyrant all week. What's that boy name? Matthias, whatever the fuck his name is, Matthias. This motherfucker got
Yeah,
caught doping,
140,
and he
140,
and
right?
yeah,
he
the
got caught
real.
dope. He got caught doping, and they raised the limit for him so he can keep fighting.
now, hey, look, now check this out, man. Check this out too.
Wow.
You have to also realize too that WBC is stationed in Mexico. It's stationed in
Yeah,
Mexico.
yeah,
So they have a bias. Mauricio Suleiman
yeah,
is very biased.
yeah.
He's the DJ Khaled of boxing. You know, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right,
He ain't
right,
got no
Another one.
talent. Yeah,
right.
Another
he
one.
ain't got no
I just
talent.
deleted that sound. I just deleted
Yeah.
Yeah,
it.
look, he ain't got no talent, but he know how to finesse his way, through and Terrence Crawford is right now he's T-Pain
Yeah, yeah,
and he's
yeah,
exposing it.
yeah.
And what need and see people need to stop criticizing Terrence and start criticizing the people who don't have the balls of Terrence, Mayweather, Ward, and
Well, Ward.
Spence.
Well, hold on. I gotta take up for Ward because it's just nobody would join Ward in the fight. Ward went on a tyrant for like a whole year about this shit.
Yeah.
Remember when this is when Terrence was at 140, he was getting casted for being undisputed at 140, and it was a Hall of Fame, and that's when he started that shit. He cornered their asses like, what do y'all do with that
Well,
shit? Where did the 3% go? Where did the
Spence
money go? And they
Spence did the
wouldn't
same
talk to
thing.
him.
Spence
Yeah,
did
they
the
wouldn't
same
no,
talk to
thing.
him.
Spence did it for me. Spence did it out of most fighters who ever spoke about it. Spence did it, in my opinion, the absolute right way. You were in one of the biggest fights for that year. You were on the biggest platform.
You were
You
the A
told
side
everybody, hold on. Before we end this, hold on. I got something to say. Hey, we
as
got
the
to
A
do
side.
something. Yeah, we got to do something about these sanctioning fees. And it was just like it was talked about for 5 minutes, and then everybody was like, "Yeah, but I'm ready to see the
Yeah,
fight."
AC, it went right
Yeah,
over their
yeah,
heads, bro.
yeah.
No,
Yep, I remember that
but
too.
I remember that. I
all,
I
remember
was
all
that.
them
like,
all them
"Wow."
people was industry people. You know what I'm saying? They didn't it didn't go over their head. They didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
No,
They was getting
I'm talking
paid.
about.
No, I was talking
We
about
talking
the
about the
fans.
fans. The
No, no, no.
fans, bro. That's what get me. Like
Very
they
few.
everybody right now is against Terrence, and I get how Terrence handled it,
Yeah,
right?
he
But
handled
at
it
the
all.
same time, the man is telling you that he a fraud, bro. He
Yo,
said we came to him right then and there. When I listened to that shit, the first thing caught my ear was we used to take 3%. We told him we gonna give him a generous, talk to him like he a pimp. We gonna give you a generous 0.6%. He got paid around 50 million. How the fuck you gonna tell me he owe you 300,000 and you don't even know how much the man got paid?
Yeah, so if it's
yo,
based
yo,
off the 60 million, it's actually 0.006. So
Yeah,
you
yo,
got
that
yo,
even
dude's
yo,
a
but see,
better news.
fool, man.
but see, Terrence said in so many words, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of paying for your 4-star meals. When you come to the fight, you stay at a lavish hotel. You and your buddies go get a 4-star meal. You go and have a big meal, and you got the referee for the fight at the dinner. You know what I'm saying? You want in down the referee, all this kind of stuff. And guess what? I'm paying for it. I'm
Right.
tired of paying for it. And he got a right to say that.
That's what I was saying, man. Like it's not. And then I heard
That's
people
real
trying
talk.
to people trying to compare this shit to other sports, and I had to tell somebody: does Green Bay have to pay to play in the arena?
No.
Do any team have to be able to play in the National League, or I
No,
mean baseball have to play in the National League or the American League? Does any team in NFL have to play in any division they in? No, they don't. What the fuck? Quit. Like people who are applying these analogies talking about going to eat and ordering food and shit. That's a
no.
service.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
fucking
service.
service. The question is, what the fuck service is WBC giving? They taking but ain't giving shit back.
So, so I've been trying to clear it up for those people who've been trying to use the food analogy in this thing. I said, no. It ain't got to do with that. It's restaurants get this prestigious award. It's called the Michelin star,
Yeah, I know.
right? When you get that Michelin star, you're depending on how many stars you get, your reservations are booked.
Right.
Most restaurants will be booked out for a year that have 3 stars. Some places that have 1 star that are really good, they're booked out through each season. Each season is 3 months, right? So
Right.
imagine you're producing food that's on the level of Michelin star. You get the star, and then they tell you, okay, in order for us to give you this award, you got to pay us 3% of your annual profits
Fuck
plus
no.
processing fee.
They'd be like, you keep that motherfucker.
And then on top of that, if you want to stay on the Michelin guide list and stay in the magazine, every time it comes up and we give you a star, you got to give us that money. And if you make more money and we give you more stars, then that price is ended up.
No.
Basically, for every belt you get, the sanctioning fee goes higher, not by the individual belt,
If it
but
if
it's the same amount for every belt that you have.
right.
So if it's 3% across the board, you know what I'm saying? Let's say your profits are 20 million. Now you got to pay somebody 6 million fucking dollars.
You crazy as fuck. You crazy, and I got to pay taxes too, man. You crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
Man. I'm not giving you that shit. That's
Plus
outside of
No.
taxes and all that.
like, bro, you can keep that fucking award. Everybody in this neighborhood just know I got the best food, so I don't need your shit. So if it came down to something like that, you know, you can do certain things. But for me, the downside of a lot of the talk is like, nah, fighters got to get on this fighter. Okay, there's the sanctioning fees, and those sanctioning fees also pay for the the rankings. Those people who
That's
get
it.
involved.
Yeah, but
That's
Hey,
it.
hey,
hey, look,
hey!
man,
I can tell you, I can tell you an
That's it.
easier way, fellas. Y'all call y'all
rankings ain't a
local
damn.
boxing,
Rankings
call
don't
y'all
cost
local
shit.
boxing commission, right? And tell them you want to put on a boxing show, live, play, do whatever the fuck you got to do. Tell them you got a promoter's license and all this other shit, and ask them what's the requirements. And the part of the money you're going to be spending, like in Missouri, right now, Slick, you got to pay a $10,000 cash bond, I believe, right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really
Yeah,
remember
because
whatever because I ain't through a show in them
insurance.
forever.
It's the insurance for
But
the
they say
venue.
that shit goes for the refer. Yeah, they say that shit goes for the referees and all that shit. So
Medical and all that.
essentially, yeah, essentially what you're doing as a motherfucking promoter is you're paying for the refs. You're paying
Right.
for
But
these are your guys.
right. But
You know
that's
what
the
I mean?
thing.
So
That's the thing.
certain shit. This let me land the plane though. Certain
I got
shit is like right there in your face, where you
you.
have a
Right.
promoter who's paying for the refs. That's why you got fucked up decisions. You know what I
Hey,
mean? You got
Yeah.
hey,
you got you feel me? It's right in your
Yeah.
face.
Yeah. Yeah.
hey, well,
It's
look, man,
You
all
got
about
sanctioning bodies.
the,
Go
the,
ahead. Go
the,
ahead.
the whole game is messed up. Now, see, this is something that I never understood. Right? Uh, you as a fighter should be hiring a promoter to promote your fights the same way if you was having a birthday party and you kind of like a big dog in your city and you had a birthday party and you hire a promoter to get out there and sell flyers and whatnot and fill your venue up. You know what I'm saying? That
yeah.
person worked for you.
Right.
How in the
100%.
hell does a promoter
Well,
have a
they start get
stable?
pimped. They
Have a
got
stable?
because it flipped. It
You, you,
flipped.
you, you, you,
Yeah,
It
hey,
flipped.
because
I'm gonna
you
tell you
okay,
how.
like
taking
like
I'm
out.
gonna
like
tell you
top
how
at
it
top
flipped.
rank at top rank. You know what I'm saying? You basically work for top rank.
Yeah,
You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
yeah, you work. You work. Well, it's always been that way. But see, this where it flipped. It's
No,
like
what I'm saying
okay,
is I don't understand how it's that way.
no, that's what I'm
When
telling you.
actually you should be
Here,
hiring a promoter to promote
here
you
the
and to
game. Here the
promote your
game.
brand, not the
Right,
other way around.
right. But here the game. It's like the game is like this. Like okay, the promoters got the arenas. The promoter got all the people in their hand already. Right. So you gotta like. It's not essentially like you work for them because you don't gotta fight. You don't gotta do shit. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time though, he getting this cut because he got the arenas. He can get the dates. He can get you the fights. He can get this. Where shit got flipped at is when the promoters start working for the broadcasters. See, I don't
Uh,
know how old you is. When we used to watch
that's top
ABC
rank.
Wide World. That's all of them. When we used to
Well,
watch ABC World
Every
Wide World
every
of
every
Sports.
last one of them, bro.
Yeah,
Every last one of them.
when we
yeah.
was watching Wide World of Sports back in the day, when there were
in the
big
'80s,
fights, right? And we was watching big fights on
and
Saturdays, Tuesdays.
USA
We,
Sport on Tuesday
right,
night, Roy Jones and
okay,
Obakar.
right. But check this out: when we was watching those fights, and it was a big fight, you had motherfuckers paying for them fights, like bidding on the fight. You had motherfuckers said we
Hmm.
ABC had a contract said we want this, and they were paying the promoter essentially just for them fights, right? They weren't locked in. Now what these motherfuckers been doing, like for instance, Top Rank was with Disney. That he was getting a check every month, whether he had the fighter want to fight or not. You understand? But that promoter has to do what that broadcaster says because if he brings, say, this is the calendar for this year, they say, well, we don't like this fight, we don't like this fight, we don't like this fight, we don't like this fight. And so now he got to switch shit up. That's where
Yeah,
shit got twisted. Before it
yeah,
didn't
but
used to
they
be
didn't do
like
that
that.
shit. They didn't do that shit enough
Another
because
thing though, too,
they
fellas,
didn't do that shit
is
enough
like
because
is
Canelo broke all their asses.
back in the day
No.
Well,
you
he
had
was the
HBO, right? And
right,
you had guys like Mosley, Roy Jones. They was signed to HBO,
right.
and the promoters would just float or whatever. What happened in the mid 2000s is the promoters started making the network deals,
Yeah.
and so if you're up under that banner, I can't fight on Showtime because I'm an HBO fighter.
Case in point.
That was the first uh little thing with Pacquiao Mayweather where
That's
you
that
Well,
cross the
couldn't.
well,
street shit.
we could go
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
recent.
first shit. Yeah.
I want to come in with something completely different. I'm on a different side of the fence.
Well, hold on real quick. Case in point, just to give everybody an example of what Nine is talking about when you had Evolve and Better Be. Remember we had to change the ESPN?
Yeah, but
because Better Beef was ESPN's quote unquote fighter.
I'm gonna
He
say
had a
it like
contract. We couldn't watch it on Turkey Card.
I'm
You
gonna
know
say
what
it
I'm
like this.
Turkey out of sheep
The
should buy
network deals,
WBC.
the network deals were things that the promotional companies knew that they had to secure. You feel what I'm saying? So I can reach out to the networks and get those deals going because when you look at PBC when it came out, it was everywhere. It was on Fox, it was
saying?
on
Yeah,
TNT,
yeah.
it was on HBO. I
It
mean,
was on Bounce.
they
That
they
nigga
had
had he
they
had
had they
everything.
had the carte blanche of everything. What happens is when you have a dude who does not have legal representation, so he can march in and understand, right? They're gonna treat me like an independent contractor. As an independent contractor, I still understand I have rights. So let me go over this contract. Hey, hold up. In paragraph 3, subsection 4, it states this.
Right.
I'm giving up my leverage as an independent contractor in order for your representation. And at the end of that, you're gonna tell me about a bonus if I do sign it.
Right.
$10,000, 100,000, 50,000, whatever that bonus is. You feel what I'm saying? To a person that ain't really had that kind of money, ain't never seen that kind of money in one lump sum before, you're gonna forego the part where you're gonna say, "Well, I'm giving up my independent contractor, but they're gonna put me on TV. They're about to drop all of this bread on me." That's something that I feel I can balance that out. So you just gave up your ability to negotiate on your on
Well,
your
that's why
best
remember
Well,
we
behalf.
talked about this. AC, they get them while they're young.
Yeah, and that's the
well,
whole
see,
problem because you're
Devin
getting me
Haney
while hold on, let me land my
Devin
plane.
Haney doesn't have a deal like that.
But
Well, you
David
got
he's an
why
Devin
anomaly.
Haney can float.
He's an
why doesn't
anomaly.
it
We're not
why
talking
hold on
about the anomalies. We're
why
talking
doesn't
about
he have a deal like that?
yeah.
I mean, he was with the
Hold on,
zone.
AC. Hold on, AC. Why
He
doesn't
he,
he have a deal like that?
he was with the zone. I don't know who he's with now,
He had
but
representation. He had his
huh?
father there. He had
Yeah, it's probably,
representation.
but see that they can
Most of
float.
these kids,
They can go any network they want to go.
most of these kids get done the Berry Gordy way, bro. You
Yeah.
understand me? They get done the Berry Gordy way. They come out the Olympics or wherever they come out of, and they put a shit ton of money. They never sink to in them. Like if you ain't never had $100,000, 100,000, that shit look like 100,000 to
Well,
you. You
hold
understand
on.
what I'm saying? And these
I
kids
got
get
what you're saying,
did like that.
but hold
And
on.
then hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. Then let's up the ante. Let's say he say I'm gonna give you a signing bonus of 500,000, and your guarantee per fight may be 1.5 million, and that's huge right now, right? But this is where he catch you at. He tell
Well,
you
who
I'm gonna
catch
make
you
it
at?
top rank or any of them. Listen,
Okay.
he'll say I'm gonna make you a champion, but once you become champion, that extends your contract for 5 more years.
Okay, but see, that's not what PBC did. PBC, what they was doing was that those
What?
fighters.
They the worst.
No. Okay, like Errol Spence case for one.
Uh-huh.
Uh, 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 Top Rank offered Errol Spence a whole bunch of money,
Uh-huh.
sign on bonus, but it wouldn't go. But you know, what I'm saying they're gonna give him the big money. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Right away.
Mhm.
Spence Senior told Spence Junior, "No, we need to go with Al Heyman, and you build your money up because
Uh-huh.
Al Heyman, those guys don't really make much starting out, but when they actually make their bones, say that's when the big dollars are coming in and they get that big back end
One is
money.
the salary.
I bet he wish he
That
signed. I bet he wish he signed to Golden Boy because he
no
signed
no
to
no
Al for
no
life
no
now.
no 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 because he said I was old because he did sign with Golden Boy and he said that Golden Boy don't treat their fighters don't treat black fighters right.
That might be fine, but
Errol Spence said that out of his own mouth.
black promoters don't treat black fighters. Don't no promoter treat fighter
No he
all
said
fighters
Golden Boy
A1.
in particular, and we
I'm not.
all
I'm just saying. Don't no promoter treat a boxer 100% fair. Dude,
and
when you sign an Al, do you know what perpetuity is?
it forever.
That's right. He could never leave Al. So even if he left PBC, guess who's still getting his cut? You
Well,
tell me how that's all right. Now I
okay,
ain't never
well,
heard no other promoter doing that. But
But you
all right.
all
sign
these
that
motherfuckers
away again.
and they're told to say at the end of every fight, I like to thank who?
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
Al is not. Look,
it's
Al
that.
not even running nothing right now, man. Al's health is failing. Al not running nothing right now. For one, for
Then where
another
do them,
thing,
where them
for,
contracts go to?
well, it's in the company. But for another thing, Top Rank, you know, what I'm saying they good at building fighters,
Mm-hmm.
but they not.
I said
But
at the D League.
but they not making no black fighters no real money.
Shit.
What? Why would you
Every
say something like that?
because Mayweather didn't make no money till he left. Who else? Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford's career was stifled until recently, until he got the fuck away from him.
Terrence Crawford
hold
at
on,
the
hold on,
time,
hold on, hold on,
he
hold on,
was the
let me- hold
highest
on,
paid
AC,
fighter,
hold on,
bro.
AC, hold on, AC. That nigga had a guarantee no less than $4 million.
I know what he had, man. I told you, but Bo
during
Mac's a
the
friend of
time
mine.
when they were
Bo
saying
Mac
Earl Smith
negotiated
was
that
eyes.
contract. He told me the whole thing. He
That's
said,
right.
Bo Mac told me that they was mad because he stuck them on the last contract, but they could not deliver the fights.
Right.
But Bob
But
Arum,
they got to take something into that too, though.
wanted to give Sean Porter $1 million for a championship fight, and Sean he wanted to give Keith Thurman $1 million flat, and once a guy who was unified champ for a championship fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He want to get these dudes.
Wait. I thought Sean Porter got more than
No. I know what he's talking about, though. I know what he's talking about. Remember in the beginning when Sean was the campaign
I thought
for
that
the fight?
was Al that had the low ball offer.
No, it was no, that was Bob because
that was Bob.
Remember when Sean was saying that like he was. Remember Bud didn't want to fight him at first. Remember because they friends.
Yeah.
Sean was pressing the fight, and then Bob came. And they was like, "What's up with the fight?" He was like, "These motherfuckers gonna offer me $1 million, bro. I think I'm a champion. You gonna just give me, you know what I'm saying?" And then Bob upped it though. You get what I'm saying, or whatever. I think maybe they talked to Bud and him talk like, "I'll get you more money. Fucking we'll fight." You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, I do remember that. Now I do remember that. But I will say this though. The honest is not just on Bob in that situation, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Why we celebrate the biggest crooks though? I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah. But some of it's on Terrence and them too, because when he found out that they wasn't gonna let him fight, when he heard it come out of Bob's mouth, I don't want to get my friend hurt. When he was trying to fight Pacquiao, I don't know how he trusted them to get him Earl.
Yeah. I agree with you right there because
at that time, Pacquiao
he admitted to
and
blocking
him was
the
on
fight.
the same he did, and that,
he admitted to blocking the fight.
That's right on, and they were on the same promotion. So if he couldn't get you Pacquiao,
no, he wouldn't get you Pacquiao.
I know, but I'm saying the way he tried to make
Pacquiao wanted to fight,
right? But Bob blocked it. But then Bob later on made it seem like he did. Remember, I lost so much money I could have bought a mansion. Remember that shit?
Yeah, that was disrespectful as hell.
Right. So at the end of the day,
but
why did you have faith in that? Now I ain't saying go to PBC because PBC would have blocked it. I think PBC would have blocked him too because like people saw everybody like Golden Boy passed on Bud. Even though he fought a couple of their fighters, like they wouldn't sign him. You get what I'm saying?
No.
Everybody saw it. The thing is that every now and then you'll have a guy that'll come along that will upset the apple cart.
No,
and they don't want to play with that guy because
let me stop you for a second though.
Hold on real quick. When you got hot guys, why the fuck would I put you in there that you could disrupt my cash flow? No matter what this guy do right here, he gonna sell.
That's not completely true though.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not completely true.
It's not.
No,
it's
not because Bud didn't go over there to PBC because Bo Mac was the one doing the negotiating. Bo Mac's the manager, and they didn't really agree with the way that PBC do business. And Bo Mac wants things a certain way, and Al Heyman wasn't going to do the things the way he wanted them done.
No, I didn't say why he went there. I didn't say why he didn't go there. I said I ain't say go there. I didn't want him to go there because I felt like they would have blocked him.
Slick, I gotta say this because I think old boy is missing one key component here. And if you look at who before Bo Mac was his manager, who was it? Cameron Duncan.
Yeah,
Cameron Duncan had every one of Cameron Duncan fighters all went to Top Rank. Cameron Duncan knew. He said, "Listen, you can go over there."
I'm not talking about that time frame.
He was like, "You could go over there, and their business model is they're gonna slow feed you, and you get your money on the back end. But if you
They
go over
gonna say
here,
we're gonna build you up.
they're gonna build you up, make you a champion, move you correctly, and they're gonna pay you a salary."
Yeah, and
To
they
a
wasn't on
growing
that type
fighter,
of time.
that word salary sounds a lot better than back end money. And that's where the whole, PBC, the back end kings, we was making jokes about it
Yeah,
way,
you getting
way,
them
way
money
back
grab
then.
Yeah,
checks.
but
Getting them money grab checks.
over at Top Rank, none of the black gifted fighters end up getting what they were worth once they started, like Mayweather had to buy himself up for 700 some thousand.
More than
Terrence
that, actually.
Crawford was end up fighting a washed up Earl
But you said,
because of Bob Arum. He never got the Pacquiao
And he
fight because
got
of Bob Arum.
on the mic,
$6 million.
on the mic, on the mic,
They were promoting
on the mic.
what's that guy name? The Ukrainian dude, little short boy. What's his name?
It was Lomachenko,
Lomachenko.
and Tyson Fury. But let me
But you-
correct
but-
you on this. Let me correct
but
you
you-
on this.
Go ahead, Asa.
When Top Rank re-signed with ESPN, that was on the mere fact of Terrence Crawford viewership. There was no fighter in boxing that had more people tuning in to
On regular
watch
TV,
any
on
particular
ESPN.
fighter than Terrence Crawford. That's
Okay,
why he was. He was
I'm
the
glad you
highest
said
paid-
that.
But
I'm
I
glad-
want to say this.
I'm
before
glad you said
y'all
that. So,
hold on,
but
on the mic, on the mic, on the mic. Hold on, real quick, bro.
Let me say this one thing.
No.
Let me say this one thing.
I want to say
He-
that you
no-
answered your own question in the beginning.
Oh, my
Before
God.
you get to this next subject, I just want to touch on before y'all go past. That's what I'm saying, G. You answered your own question in the beginning. Zeta D League. Every major star has this problem with Top Rank. That's all I want to say. If you in history,
Okay,
they all have to leave.
I said the same thing. What now? I want to touch on what the other brother said before I forget what he said. Damn, God damn it. Through all that time that they were promoting all those other, you said Terrence Crawford had the highest viewership or whatever. Now, who were they saying was a pound for pound at the time? Who was they putting over top of Terrence Crawford? You saying Terrence Crawford was the one that was carrying the viewership? But still, who was Bob Arum
ESPN.
putting over on ESPN? Who was Bob Arum putting over top of Terrence Crawford?
Loma.
Loma.
Loma is a countryman.
And if it wasn't Loma, we can bring the whole franchise belt into this whole thing. But with the WBC, you know what I'm saying? With their part of my language, fuckery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And did he pay sanctioning fees on that? You know what I'm saying? Like they were doing stuff to make sure that these great white hopes didn't have to fight black champions.
Well, I won't say that when it comes to Lomachenko, but like it's been what you saying does have some truth to it. What you saying does have some truth to it, but Lomachenko is like that one where, I will say this, that he proved himself, and he did fight black fighters. He didn't duck no smoke. He ducked Devin though. I ain't gonna lie. I think he ducked Devin, but
repeat that. Repeat that.
I said he fought black fighters, but the only person I think he ducked was Devin. I think he ducked Devin, bro. He petitioned for the
tried.
franchise. He petitioned but I'm saying back when it was supposed to happen, he petitioned for that franchise belt so he couldn't he didn't have to fight Devin. And it ain't that I think he ducked him. I know he ducked him because even if he did petition, he still could have fought Devin, and he didn't fight him. So
I don't think he would have beaten a healthy Gary Russell.
now that right there is a different, yeah.
Gary Russell wasn't healthy during that fight.
No, he wasn't. And everybody knew he wasn't. Though. I mean, it is what it is on that. But I feel like Loma just that I won't put Loma in that lump where
my issue with Loma was
he was a fixed fighter.
He
what I'm
was.
saying? He was really talented. He really was talented. Though.
Yeah, he was talented like a motherfucker because he used to make me giggle as I watched his technique, and then I saw some clips of his amateur fights. The dude was a problem. Yeah. My biggest issue with Loma is, in my opinion, you robbed Teofimo Lopez of his undisputed fight because that belt was there because you told us you wanted to be undisputed.
Yeah.
So why would you give up the real belt for the designation?
That was a he jinxed himself, bro. Even though I still think like that, I feel like that fight should have been a draw.
I honestly believe
No,
at that point,
Teofimo won that fight.
At that point, I honestly
No,
believe
Teofimo.
at
I'm
that
talking
point,
about. I'm thinking of Devin.
Devin Haney would have.
Oh yeah,
in my
right.
opinion, at that time, if they would have fought back then, after the Teo fight, before the Teo fight or whatever, you would have told what's the name? You know what? Just let me get this dude out the way. I have the franchise belt, and I'll get my WBC title back. So I got all the belts. So at the end of the day, if you would have just dusted Devin Haney off back then, because back then I felt that you was going to dust the shit out of
Loma
him.
would have got him. Loma would have got Devin back then.
Yeah, and I was like, bruh, nah, man, see, Loma, you done lost it all for me because you could have beat the shit out that young nigga. That young nigga wasn't ready for you, bro.
He wasn't, and Devin was not ready for that type of smoke.
No, hell no, he was not, bro.
That, bro.
Yeah,
and on top of that, after you saw what he did to Coleman, and oh my God, yeah, he would have. That's why for a minute, I'm keeping it a beam with y'all. I was on some I hate Loma shit just because of that. I was like, nah, that's not what a fighter of your caliber does, with your experience does. Let me ask y'all this. I want to know if I'm right. So now y'all know that since Bud been stripped, so it's up. If this fight takes place in Billy and Shiraz, right? Now remember they said in Billy, and it was supposed to be Lester Martinez again, right? So now they said fuck that fight in Billy and Shiraz. Shiraz was slated to fight who next if he had won? Canelo. So do you think that they trying to get this fight? Hopefully Shiraz, the winner, whoever the winner is, put Canelo in that motherfucking ring and get the WBC right back on fucking Canelo.
Yeah.
You know, they might make a Canelo versus
Shiraz
Charlo, Big Charlo for that shit.
Interim. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Interim. No, they
But I also heard that they're also talking about a rematch with Canelo and Crawford. But Crawford asking for $100 million. Now I remember.
I ain't mad at that.
Now check this out. I don't know how old you are, but I remember when Roy Jones had beat Ruiz, and they were talking about Roy Jones versus Mike Tyson, and Roy Jones said, "I would take that fight for $100 million." And they said that $100 million for a boxing match was unheard of and a ridiculous price
at that time.
But hold on.
That's my point. At that time,
but we got to add context to that, dude. You know he was being sarcastic, right?
Huh?
You know Roy was being sarcastic when he said that, right? He even came out and said himself he was being sarcastic when he said
but like, he don't know how,
because he didn't want that smoke. He nigga, that nigga is a beast, nigga. Like, yeah, you gonna give me $100 million, get my ass whooped. Like, that's what he meant. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it was prophetic. With what I'm saying, because whether he meant it or not, you know what I'm saying, and I'm talking about how the response to it in the boxing media was like, that's ridiculous, blah blah blah. Mike Tyson only gets $30 million a fight, and you know what I'm saying, and that's an astronomical number, and whatever. So then you fast forward probably less than 15 years, you know what I'm saying? Well, shit, less than 10 years, Mayweather is breaking 500,000.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, 500 million.
Well, that was over the course of 8 fights, though.
Yeah.
But shit, Roy didn't do that in a career.
Right, he did it right. You're right.
But this is what I was going to say. Shiraz is not going to be at 168 for Canelo to get that WBC belt back, because Shiraz is already talking about 175-pound division. If you listen to Eddie, right, you go back to the Boots interview after Boots won. The one dude that kept on coming up and asking all these weird questions about Ben Whitaker,
Yeah.
They was like, could there be a future fight with Boots and Ben Whitaker? He was like, blah, 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 blah. And then the dude came up again and said, well, how about a future fight with Ben Whitaker and Hamza Shiraz? And they was like, that one makes a little bit more sense.
I
Are
don't think
y'all
Hamza
sold on
Shiraz.
Hamza? Are y'all sold on Hamza?
No, he's not tested enough. No, he's a Turkey Yalashiki fighter, and he's not tested. I'm not saying he's not
But
What
what
good.
about
does
what
that
has
mean
Ben
when
Whitaker
people
done?
say that, bro? Like people get me with that. Is it because he Muslim? You saying that?
No. I'm not. I spent a year in Afghanistan. I'm a combat vet, disabled
That's
veteran.
what's up. That's what's
I'm
up.
not. I'm not
Salute to
saying
you,
he's
bro.
not good. I'm not saying he's not good. He is good. What I'm saying is that he might be getting the Lomachenko treatment.
Oh, okay. He'll be favored.
You know,
Be
you know what I'm
favored.
saying?
Which
Hey, but look,
okay, I agree with that.
Well,
I agree
some
with that.
well, some fighters
hey, but
go
look,
through that.
I want
Some fighters
I
just
want
go
to
through
ask y'all
that
this.
because
I
they
want to
have
ask
the.
y'all this question,
Hold on,
and
let me respond to what
then I'm
you're
gonna
saying.
bow out. I'm gonna ask this question. I'm gonna bow out. All right. Roy Jones Jr.
Uh-huh.
versus Terrence Crawford, prime for prime, 168.
Roy.
I got Bud because Bud is a much more technical fighter. Roy got athleticism on his
Roy
side.
is. He
No,
said,
I got
but hold
I
on.
got
He said
prime for
prime.
prime.
He said prime for prime though, bro. We
I
talking
got
about nigga
Roy.
that was. We talking about nigga that was like fucking Super Saiyan speed that could see everything in slow
that nigga was Lord
motion.
Beerus.
Right, bro.
But you guys, what you're
Bruh,
missing,
like,
what
and
you're
hold
missing
on,
is.
and got power, shot shit from the hip where Bud wouldn't see it coming,
But
bro.
here's what he just said. You want to bring up Lord Beerus, but Lord Beerus could not fuck with any of the angels.
I'm just
Because he
saying,
couldn't
bro,
touch him.
No.
He couldn't touch. No,
Terrence ain't.
you can't
He
tell me
didn't
no.
say.
You
He
can't
Hey,
tell
didn't
me
look,
say.
no.
He
And
didn't
that's an
say
Terrence is
old
actual
Roy.
Vegeta.
fact.
Hey,
He didn't
look,
say
Can't tell
old
me
Roy, bro.
no.
He said
And Terrence
Roy
Crawford is no
is
fucking
prime,
Vegeta.
bro.
At the end of the day, what I'm saying is this: the reason why
against
people
Prime
can't beat.
Roy, Terrence is Vegeta.
Okay, can
Shit.
let me finish. What I'm saying is this:
Ain't
when
no
you look
shame
at
in
a
being
fighter
number
like
two.
when you look at it, when you look at a fighter like Terrence Crawford, when you look at fighters like Mayweather and other fighters, these guys have the ability to just laser focus on you and
Yeah,
understand
bro. But
what
Nah,
every aspect is to beat you.
yeah,
What
but
okay,
that
every
yeah,
aspect.
no,
okay,
but it still ain't working.
okay.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
gonna tell you
hey, look,
something. I'm
hey,
gonna tell you
look.
something. Bud would
Uh,
have to make that a boring ass fucking fight to
he had to
win that
run.
mother. I'm talking
But
about.
people said he was going to run against Canelo.
Well, you
No,
damn
but
sure.
that's a flat
Man,
footed
Canelo
dude.
ain't got
We
shit on
talking
Roy
about
Jones.
Roy, bro. We
Hey,
talking
hey,
about
look,
Roy, bro. Like,
Mayweather wouldn't consider pound for pound until Roy lost twice.
So who's the better boxer? Who's the better boxer, Tarver or Terrence Crawford?
Terrence Crawford.
Crawford.
You got
But
Tarver.
Tarver didn't fight Roy in his prime.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right. That was, he took the word
So
out.
what
So
the fuck is
you
the
ain't saying
difference?
He
nothing.
said in his
Roy,
prime, bro.
Bud
He said,
is not fighting Canelo in his prime. Bud's
right.
prime was
Man,
That's fine.
Canelo
But
couldn't
he
beat
said
Roy
prime
in
for prime.
Canelo couldn't
I'm
beat
not
Roy on
100%
his
sold on
best
Bud.
day
I know who Roy
if he
was.
was blessed by angels.
Man,
Canelo
Roy
couldn't beat
was,
Roy.
you gotta admit, like, Terrence is special. You see the shit behind me, AC. Terrence is special. He is my favorite fighter, no doubt.
But
I
he ain't
promise
Roy.
you. But Roy
But Roy isn't. Both of them.
Roy is
Both of
different.
them are athletes. When we constantly hear, and you saying you're a friend of Bomac will
Yeah.
tell you, even in the victory over Canelo never gave that man something that
I
he
will,
had to go
and you
in
want
his
to know
bag of
something?
tricks.
And if he
Roy is a different conversation, brother.
if that would happen,
It's not a different
I would put
conversation.
him
Yes, it is.
above
Don't ask the
Ali.
question. Why ask the question and then move the goalpost
I
to
ain't moving the
say it's?
goalpost.
No,
But you just said
AC
it's
though.
not a question.
AC, how would like okay, AC, the speed difference alone. The speed difference
What beats speed all the
alone.
time? What's the
Timing though, but I'm
okay? Who
saying,
got
but
some
you
of the
know,
best?
Roy had good timing too. Like Roy just had it. He had it. You know he had it all. Like you know it, bro. He had it. Like he was like that mystical unicorn, bro. That's why he can't teach nobody how to fight like him. Everybody he trained, he want them to fight. It's just not gonna happen, bro. We'll never have another Roy. But I'm not saying that like he will beat Bud ass. So don't take it like that.
No, I'm not taking it like that. Y'all saying from what I'm hearing, y'all think he's gonna outpoint Terrence Crawford.
Yeah,
you're basing
like,
it on an outpointing,
man,
and I'm
I
saying,
really believe that.
And I'm saying for me, when I look at Terrence Crawford, when I look at every fight that he's had, and me being a fan that I've been of Terrence Crawford, me being able to talk to certain fighters that are in the gym, he said he spoke to Bomac. At the end of the day, they all tell you this same thing. You can't beat him because he figures out how to beat you long before the fight is even made. He already knows how to beat you.
I am about to tell you right now how the fight where Bud will lose the battle.
That, bro. You're talking about athleticism.
No, I am finna tell you where he would lose the battle. Bud will take 2-3 rounds to figure him out. Roy not letting you take 2-3 rounds off in this prime.
Why is that a talking point when he didn't do that with Errol? He did not do that with Canelo. The two biggest fights he had, he took 0 rounds off to try to figure a nigga out. Because I'm telling y'all what it is.
To be fair, in the Earl fight, he did take the first round off. The second round, Earl came out bull rush him. That's what like prompted him to get in the gear. You get what I'm saying? The Canelo fight, he was filling them out. He started taking more chances.
I didn't feel he took the first round out because, for me, I actually gave him the first round in the Earl fight, and I gave him the first round in the Canelo
You talked about two fights where neither guy was a tricky guy. They both were straight up, and like Earl came out there, a southpaw, jab, left hand or whatever, and then you got Canelo coming out there, doing the same shit. It was nothing special about neither one of them. Especially not Earl at the time of the fight, because at the time of the fight, Earl was fucked up.
You're missing my point entirely, because my point is this. When you look at Terrence Crawford, and if you're a fan of Terrence Crawford and the training regimen that him and Bomac and the Crawford team puts together, what they do, they beat you long before you get in the ring. They know how to beat you.
But
so Roy didn't do that.
They've studied Canelo. They've been studied Errol Spence because they know eventually.
Back to Roy. Roy didn't do that.
We just saying we not talking about study for study. If they hit, like, let's just say, if we were all blessed to see a dog show, and they say come 12 o'clock midnight, be at the gym, and we gonna spar. Who the fuck are you picking at that moment? Nobody got to study each other. Nobody got to fucking do none of that shit. We just know they're fighting.
Honestly, if that's the case, I'm not picking no. I'm gonna tell everybody, bro.
Look.
I respect it.
I'm gonna say this. I don't care what none of y'all say. I'm gonna say this. I don't care what none of y'all say. In his prime, Roy Jones was probably the best fighter to ever live in his prime. In a short period of time, Roy was probably the best fighter, pure athlete, pure fighter in history. I would take Roy over Sugar Ray Robinson at a certain time. Now,
okay, there you go. At a certain time, motherfucker, don't say.
At a certain time in his career, not his whole career. At a certain time in his career, because you got to remember. You got to remember, Mayweather never got the pound for pound title until Roy lost to Glenn Johnson. You know what I'm saying? And that was his second one. So when Roy was at his prime, at his best, Floyd Mayweather couldn't get no play, and he was in his prime.
What weight class was he at in his prime?
Right, but hold on. At layers. Oh, okay.
I'm asking him that. What weight class was he in his prime?
I would say 175.
Okay, so at
And
175, he did
no,
lose.
Woo.
between 168 and 175 because he
Okay,
went he
but
went to, he went he
175
went
he
he went to
lost.
175 because he couldn't get no competition at 168.
But he
You know what I'm
lost.
saying? And then he
He
cleaned out
lost to Montel
175,
Griffin.
so he ended up going to the heavyweight division.
He lost to Montel Griffin off a DQ,
He
and then he
man,
came
that
back.
was a disqualification,
Not
man.
disqualification.
But he
Yeah,
still lost. It's on
It was a
his.
disqualification. That don't count. Cut it
How
out.
does it not count when it's still on his record? We can't
It is,
ignore.
but I mean, it was disqualification.
It
It was
wasn't.
disqualification, man. Cut it out. Cut it out. You're reaching.
I'm not reaching.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
telling
hey,
you,
look,
he
man.
lost.
I'm at the liquor store, man. I got to go.
Yeah,
Drink
because you
something,
sounded.
drink something for me, man.
Oh yeah, for real. I got to drink after this one.
But before you go though, I will say this: to land it back on Top Rank where my man started at. My man Roy was put behind De La Hoya, and that's why he had to get the fuck off of fucking Top Rank.
Yeah, because they got favoritism, man. Hey, look, that's why, like the sanctioning bodies, the promoters or whatever, man. These boxers, man, they got to band together and put these motherfuckers in check, man, and then establish a daggone pension system. You know what I'm saying for
Ain't no
anybody
pension, fuck 'em.
that has over 35 fights. You know what I'm saying to be able to get a pension where they're taxed a certain percentage for a pension for the fighters. And not
I
for the
hear you.
fucking promoters and all that bullshit.
I hear you, bro.
All right, bro. Peace.
Right on. Hey, don't be a stranger, bro.
All right, hey, I'll be back.
Appreciate you.
All right, now.
AC,
This generation and y'all.
AC, I need your help on this. Let's
Go ahead.
explain something to these motherfuckers. Hey, salute to my guy that came through, man. Real talk. I like new people, especially when they get AC going. But let's see. I'm not a black guy that people think because people think in the world like that black people play victim all the time. This is not what it's about. So look, it's time for fighters to take their own life in their hands.
Exactly.
The pension shit my guy just mentioned, that's out the door. If they want a pension shit, it's nothing to do. Me and AC right now, right? And a couple of y'all in the chat, we can all start our own pension going to a bank and take an allotment out that comes out of our check every 2 weeks. Am I lying, AC?
Nope.
We could do that. Fuck the sanctioning fees. We'll put it in our own shit and construct rules. If you ever started a business, right? You have to write. I forgot what it's called, but it's like you got to write your rules, like your shit for your employees, blah blah blah, right? And when you start your business, right? I should.
Yeah, that's one of two ways.
I got my book. I got my book over here, but anyway, I ain't gonna go over and pull the book out. But you pulled it out, and then everybody signs it, right? In agreement. If AC is a boxer, right? Say AC retires before me at 34, right? In the rules we wrote, at 38, he gets to pull out $5,000 a month. When he hits 63, he could pull out $7,000 a month. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what it would be out of that bank account. If boxers really, really want to create something for themselves, they really could. So let's not make no mistake about that. Instead of that, keeping your hand out and hoping somebody do something for you shit. I'm for you saying fuck the sanctioning bodies, but create something for yourself, bro. Birth it into something. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Make the Terrence Crawford, this is for the boxers only association. Talk to boxers, say, hey, look, when you get your purse, well, all we want is 0.2%, and it goes in his bank account. When you hit this age and this age, you will be able to draw this. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
They could do that, bro. So when people talking this hoopla and dumb shit, boxers can take care of themselves, bro. I'm not lying, bro. Because unless you're going to be a dickhead and just be like, well, I've never made 100 million. Why should I have to put this? Or why should... All that can be constructed. But the point is put in so you can be taken care of later. No matter how much money you got in the bank, I can have 100 million, I still could draw. You can have 30,000, you still could draw. The point is because you could put in and it's at a set number. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that number is for everybody. That's what it should be. Fuck these motherfuckers. So I see, Slick 50 ain't bought a fucking handout. That's why y'all hear. Salute to my guy that gave me that fucking donation though. But my thing is like this. Every time I own this damn channel, I always say, go to my store that be popping up at the bottom or whatever, or at the top. Because I'd rather y'all buy something than just give me something. You understand what I'm saying? That way you getting something in return. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's how it should be. Boxers need to band together. True, fuck they sanctioning fees too fucking much. Make a stand on that. But in the essence of that, don't forget about yourselves. Don't forget about yourselves. Take care of each other, bro. And then make it a nonprofit and people will donate. People will, you know what I'm saying? Because like when you're in the NBA, I don't have to pay for every arena I play in. I don't have to pay for the East. I play in the East. I play in the West. I don't have to pay for that shit. But the thing is, they got an agent. He get a percentage, but the agent get them commercial deals and sneaker deals. And if the WBC was like that, it'd be different. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they're not that. They're not getting you a deal with Gatorade. They're not getting you a deal with Wheaties. They're not getting you a deal with cereal brands or fucking Nike or whatever. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, until then, fuck the sanction about it. And I'm for the belts. That's the crazy part. I do believe in the belts because it adds credence to the sport. You get what I'm saying? But y'all got to understand, Bud Crawford has a fucking point. I don't give a fuck. It's too many belts. And let's say fuck all the belts. Let's talk about the 4 belts. That's still too many belts. The 4 main belts are still too many belts. That Ring magazine says you're the man. If what Bud said was a lie, then why was people up in arms about Bomac winning? Not I said Bomac, Boots winning the Ring magazine against old boy.
Yeah, Stanionis. That's the part where I'm like, listen, if we gonna land our plane in that field right there, then this is what I'm saying. Right now, Boots should not be a Ring magazine champion.
Exactly, bro.
Because we have to call that bullshit out. Because
that was bullshit.
That you gave them that designation.
You gave them that dumbass shit. You was trying to create that division to be pop. That's all that was. Trying to make a man that was you thought was gonna stay there that ain't staying there. Now he lineal for no reason.
Yeah.
He lineal for no reason. Teofimo got more reason to be lineal than that motherfucker.
And I'm gonna say it like this. I'm hearing people talk in a weird way that the Ring is different than lineal. And I'm like, okay, so then if you're going to land your plane in that field, I'm going to say it like this to you. Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, and Terrence Crawford are the last lineal champions in boxing, and Clarissa Shields. Because anybody else moving forward, you're a Ring champion. They just handing that shit out if it's a big enough fight.
Okay. After we gotta see what the future holds. But if they start having that Ring belt, if they make the Ring belt in the see, this is oh my God, because you just made an interesting point to me, bro. So let's say TKO starts, right? And the Ring belt is the main belt. You just took all the prestige from it. Because now you just made it like a regular fucking belt.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Now you
and
just
that's the part that's scaring me with Turk. That's the part
you feel what I'm saying? And that's ass. That will be ass. That belt is supposed to be for when we saw Ramirez and Josh Taylor go at it.
Yeah.
He had 2 belts. He had 2 belts. Who the fuck finna win this bitch? Whoever get there, they about to be Ring Mac. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was befitting for Errol Spence. It was befitting for Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford because Terrence Crawford was on a 7 knockout streak, or 9-fight knockout streak. He hadn't been he was at 100% knockout streak at that weight class. Had all of those title defenses. Errol Spence did it from the mud, belt by belt by belt by belt. So that's the number 1 guy. versus the number two guy.
And I'm
You
about to
feel
answer
me?
this.
And one of those guys was a real pound for pound fighter, one of the longest names that been on the pound for pound list. So that shit screamed, you better make this shit a ring belt. Because this is the dude who was the former ring belt champion at 140 and at 35.
Facts. And then you got, Sluice Aircraft Carrier. I sent you here, bro. I ain't get a break in the conversation to salute you.
Hello, motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? He said Usyk beat Fury and Fury beat Vlad, who was lineal. Fury was lineal. That's why Fury got to come back and fight the man. He took some tune-ups, true enough, and he got a chance to fight the man because he was lineal. And that was the beginning of bringing the essence of lineal back. Max Kellerman, salute to you. He kept on. I was screaming it. Bro, y'all don't understand what the fuck lineal is. I don't give a fuck. And I still said, AC will tell y'all that if I was in boxing, and let's say I did get WBC, I'm like Kobe. The job not done. It's 3 other belts.
Yeah.
The job not done. Yeah, I'm champ. Y'all happy. Woo, woo, woo. It's 3 other fucking belts, nigga. I'm not satisfied. There's only room for one motherfucking king. Not one king in ever history ever shared his throne. Why the fuck y'all think y'all get to be champion while I'm champion? Fuck you. We gotta fight.
Yeah, that's why that's one of the things that was really attracting me to Wilder. One face, one champion. I love that. I love that.
It has to be that. It has to be that.
It's that Highlander shit. There can be only one.
It can only be one, bro. I promise you, bro. And that's the thing. So yeah, Fury did his thing. He did, and he was rightfully so. Whether he walked in there without a belt people could recognize, he was fucking lineal. So therefore, it's like if I bow out, right, and they strip my belts, like they just stripped Terrence, right? Whoever get that WBC, see, in my day, that was called a paper championship. You know why? Because you didn't beat the man. You didn't beat the only way you got to pass from that if he retired. If he retired, then okay, we understood. If he's still out there fighting and you took you got emailed the WBC and you ain't fighting a man, oh, that's a paper championship. I can't respect you, nigga. You didn't beat the man. You get what I'm saying? Like for instance, whoever wins between M. Billy and Hamza Shiraz, if they don't call out Bud, fuck them. And let me hear Bud take another fight. And you not calling out Bud? You got to solidify that. I watched Ali do that with who? Hey, see, who did Ali do that to?
I didn't hear it. I was putting on this thing.
Okay. No, my analogy was if M. Billy and Hamza Shiraz, whoever the fuck wins that belt, when I came up, that was called a paper championship.
Yeah.
If they don't call out Bud and beat the man who rightfully so had that belt, it's a paper championship, correct?
Yeah. Doesn't Bud also have the ring belt at 168?
Exactly.
Okay.
So, therefore, I watched Ali do the same shit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Ali got stripped. He came back. Who did he fight?
Wasn't that Ken Norton?
No.
No. Not Norton. No, was it? Wasn't it? It wasn't big.
I'm gonna get a voice hint.
You goddamn right.
It was.
Did you hear it?
You goddamn right.
That man right there.
I can't recognize the voice, but you got me on that one. Who's that? Frazier?
There you go. He told Frazier, you know you not champ. You didn't beat the champ. How you champ and you ain't beat the champ?
Yeah, Ali was strict.
That's a paper championship. I'm still here. I can fight in Georgia, bitch. Let's fight in fucking Georgia. Where the fuck, what was it, Georgia? I think it was Georgia.
Or was it? No, I think it was Georgia. I don't know if Ali ever fought in Alabama.
But at the end of the day, and guess why he agreed? Guess why Frazier agreed? Because he was fucking right. Ali was right.
Yeah.
You didn't beat me, nigga. How the fuck you talking about you champ?
Yeah.
That's real shit. So at the end of the day, that's what I'm talking about. So like when people be like, "Oh, email, man, I don't give a fuck."
Yo,
you
Frazier
email
went
shit.
after that nigga for saying that too, bro. That shit was crazy. You saw that?
Yeah, bruh.
Frazier was ready to fight at that
You
point.
ain't beat me, nigga. How the fuck you call yourself champ? I don't give a fuck who you beat, nigga.
Yeah,
You
Frazier,
ain't beat me. I
Frazier
held
looked
the
like his
belt.
soul was crushed when Ali said that. Because when you look over at his face and the face he made, and then looked at Ali, like, man, if we wasn't here, I'd kill you, nigga.
Salute to everybody coming through. He said, so the ring, my boy Aircraft, hold on my back. So the ring belt, the official fifth belt. No, it's not a fifth belt. It is the belt.
Yeah.
It has always been the belt. It's the first belt. Get that in your head, Aircraft. And I ain't saying it being smart, for real. I just wanted to stick. The first, go look at Sugar Ray Robinson's wall. How many fucking ring belts he got? Because there wasn't no other belts. It's the belt, my nigga. The belt. Why you think they call Ring Magazine? It's not. I know people today get it misconstrued because you got Ring Magazine, you know what I'm saying? And they call it the Bible of boxing, but they call it the Bible of boxing. And I still read it from when De La Hoya had it. I got all the issues right here, bro. The only one I missed is last month. And I'm pissed because I got so busy I couldn't get last month's. So if somebody catch it, let me know. But I already got this month's too. But no, at the end of the day, it's the Bible of boxing because they were the first magazine to promote what? Boxing.
Yeah.
And nothing but boxing. Occasionally at the end, in the old magazine, in the tail end of the magazine, you might catch a little something. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Yeah, but they were the first ones who were recording who was the man who beat the man.
right,
the man,
right. And they had a belt, and that was your trophy.
Yeah, you used to go to Ring Magazine to find out who was pound for pound
Facts.
and who was the lineal champions and
That's a
what big
fact.
fights was coming up.
That's a
So,
fact.
You know,
So that's the original belt. That's the first belt. And then all the other belts came. They stepped back, said, okay, well, y'all want to be in the game. That's cool. We not going to give our belt out until we know who's the fucking man. And then when we find out who's the man, and you start getting it. And that's why Bud said it. And because Turkey, that's the truth. If you people don't understand, before Turkey, Bud was already 3-time lineal.
For
Do
real,
y'all get that?
lineal. Yeah.
Like, people don't get that. Bud was already 3-time lineal before Turkey came into play. So, like, that's some serious shit. So I don't give a fuck. That's why you got motherfucking Tyson Fury was able to come back in the game and say, bitch, you ain't beat me. I don't give a fuck who got belts. I'm
You
the
ain't the
boogeyman.
man of this division. You or AJ ain't the man because you still haven't beaten me. Tyson Fury, the Gypsy
Right.
King.
There you
I was
go.
like,
You just a placeholder.
Yeah.
That's all you is.
Yeah, for sure.
You're
But
just a
listen,
placeholder, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap out right now. I gotta walk these dogs, bro.
That's what it do, fam. Hey, I appreciate y'all coming back on, bro. I know I be missing AC, bro. Thank you for hanging out.
Nah,
bro.
I just been busy, bro. Cause honestly,
I ain't been around. I ain't gonna lie.
we've been talking about a nonprofit all night long. I'm trying to start up my own nonprofit.
Word up.
Yeah.
Hey, shout it out, man. Shit. You know I'm all about spreading the love.
Yeah. I have to rewrite it because the business plan part of it because
Well, you let me know, and you know I'm
software
gonna
and
shout it out to
everything,
the
but-
kingdom come. You hear me?
Yeah, for sure, bro. But again, I'm gonna file all my paperwork.
Okay.
Sometime next week if I don't hear from this other cat. So
Well, you let me know, and I promise you I got you, bro.
it's gonna be on some. It's gonna be on some real joint. When you was talking about the rules and stuff like that, I was looking for it because I had that pulled up. It's a specific term that's used for how the nonprofit conducts itself.
Yeah.
But other than that, in regular business, what you was talking about, you find that in the company's mission statement. So inside the
Right.
mission
Yes, sir. You go, Mission Statement. Thank you. And I got
Yeah.
it right here. I swear to God, I got my shit right here in my business.
Yeah.
Right.
So
there you go.
At the end of the day, bro, on to the next one. Salute to whoever just jumped up on the panel, and I'll holler at both of y'all, bro.
Hey, when you get it up and running, make sure you get a QRC code, okay? And
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna
for
post
sure.
that
No.
motherfucker for you, bro.
When I get it up and running, it's also gonna have a strong AI component because it's gonna be about the restaurant business, and
Well, let me
this is
know.
gonna trip you out. It's going
Chef-
to be a non-profit, high-end restaurant with a tasting menu.
That's what's up. Hey,
Yeah.
chef to chef, let me
Yeah.
know. I got
Yeah,
you,
for
bro.
sure. I got you, bro.
My boy, goddamn me, the one and only Casino Life Perez in this motherfucker. What's going on, goddamn me? We got famous people coming in this motherfucker, goddamn me.
What's happening, man?
What is happening, bro?
Shit, man, I'm cooling, man. I'm in Louisville.
Oh, okay. Goddamn, from Detroit to Louisville. What's going on? You got competition?
Nah, I had to sell a dog. I had dropped off a dog, deliver a dog.
Oh, okay.
I
That's
sold
what it do.
2 dogs today. Got 2 dogs gone today.
Damn, you on a mission.
Yep.
Oh,
One went to
yeah.
Louisiana and one is in Louisville. I'm at the hotel, man. Cooling, man. But what's going
I
on,
hear
man?
you. That's what I'm be. Shit, we talking about the whole Bud Crawford shit and all that. Now people retarded. You know, not. I hate I said that, but people on the short bus. I ain't gonna lie. I don't hate that I said that, but at the same time, you know, people like don't want to listen. Like the words are there. It just kills me, man. Like how people, you know, the shit be told to them, but then they interpret it like a female. Like, you know how you talk to your gal and you say something and then they turn it in their mind to something else. You be like, I didn't say that. What the fuck you talking about?
Yep.
And that's how I've been feeling all day, like, and all week, because I ain't been able to get on this thing. But like, it's like, bro, what are y'all saying, bro? Y'all crucifying the guy. And the only thing I agree with how Bud came at it, and like I told him, it's from experience. I say shit, and I know I probably should not said it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But he wasn't wrong. You know, it's just some shit should not be said. But that don't mean you wrong though, bro. He wasn't wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? But this other motherfucker talking this shit, telling you the fucking truth. The truth. You understand me? And y'all like blind over it. Like you didn't hear it.
Who?
Mauricio Suleiman. I'm gonna give you a motherfucker goddamn me example. No, I'm gonna give you his example, goddamn it. Let me get this off the screen. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna give you his example. His example is we told Terrence we usually charge 3%. 3% of 50 million is 1.5. Okay. But we not gonna do that. We told him we'll give him 0.6, which is 300,000. Right? And he don't want to give us that. Now, he got paid around 50 million. He didn't say sorry. He didn't say thank you. He didn't say none of that shit. Now, the key word when I heard, and I'm not making this up, you can go look at it. The key word was, how the fuck you gonna say he owe you 300,000 when you just said he got paid around 50 million? That told me you don't know how much he got fucking paid. You full of shit. You full of shit. You just feel like you should get paid what you said you wanted to get paid. When Bud came out, Bud said, he didn't say he wasn't gonna pay them. He said, what makes you think that you above all the other sanctioning bodies? We came to agreement. I paid them. What makes you think you deserve more? You see what I'm saying? But they on Bud trail, and I'm not taking up. I know it sounds like I'm taking for, but I'm not. It's just that it's astounding how that as much as we talk about these sanctioning bodies, now everybody taking up for the sanctioning bodies. Everybody are, but the fighters should be first. And the part that nobody's paying attention to, the reason this shit went this way because Turkey is not a promoter. See, when you're a promoter, your sanctioning fees are worked into the contract. Before you get your money, they already paid the fucking sanctioning bodies. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
It's already going to them. Turkey paying the fighter, which makes the fighter first. Now you got to talk to me, bitch. So he negotiated sanctioning fees like your promoter is supposed to. If y'all remember, Devin Haney, a.k.a. Bill Haney, for real, Bill Haney said that we don't pay sanctioning fees. Our promoter pay them. You can get that worked in your contract. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, if I understand where Terrence coming from, why the fuck I'm finna give you $300,000 for it, bro? I already gotta pay taxes on this money. Let's say it is $50 million. He about to get $25 million to the IRS. Real talk. 20 to 25, he gonna down there get half of that shit up. And you want me to give you, let's say it was 3%, that's 1.5. I don't give a fuck. 300,000 still steep, nigga, for y'all not doing nothing.
Yeah. I mean, shit, bro.
So
I
like,
mean,
I understand, but the way Terrence, like the point that, like, if people want to get mad at Terrence, like I said, Terrence sound like an old army vet. You know, like I've been on 2 tours. My country don't love me. Fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? I get that the way he came off, but at the same time, I do understand what the fuck he is, where he coming from. You get what I'm saying? Like WBC don't get the ring. They don't get the motherfucking stadium. They don't pay for the ref. They don't do shit. What do you get this money for, bro? Why do you want this much money, bro? For what? So I can hold your belt and all I'm so basically you tell me I'm paying for a trophy, bro.
I mean, shit, bro. I mean, I'm not mad at nobody in this situation, but what I say is, if you don't feel like you want to pay for a trophy, then don't fight for undisputed.
Well, the thing
Be be
is,
be
if
like be like
what, no,
be
you
like
do,
Tank be like Tank Davis.
No, you be like Tank and limit yourself. But check this out: take Tank, fight for undisputed, then say fuck the belts. You got the ring. You the man. See,
Yeah, I
people don't
get that.
understand the ring. The ring is that's what solidify you. Cause how
I
many
mean, I
times you
get
been
what
on
you're
here and I
saying.
said
I'm
once
just
you get the ring, it don't matter about that other shit. Once you get that
so
ring, I'm the
basically you
fucking
saying.
man.
I mean, basically you just saying scheme on the system and then just.
Hey, and flip it on their ass. Fuck you.
I mean, I
Shit.
guess. I mean,
Or it's a two-way street. Okay, let's paint this because it not paint it because it is a two-way street, fam. If you're Tank right now, right? Tank, go ahead, fight for undisputed, right? He really don't need it because he the cash cow, right? He don't need it. Fuck it. But a person like Terrence needed it. Okay? Now, he got undisputed. He the ring. He can say fuck the other belts because I don't give a fuck who you get the other belts to. Guess what they ain't beat? The man. Because when you become ring, you're the man.
No, I get that. I
You
just
get what, so it's a two-way. What I'm trying to say is two-way, like Mayweather, never undisputed, but he was a cash cow. So you can't say shit to him. You see what I'm saying? It don't fucking matter. But Bud never was able to become cash cow, so he needed the ring. You get what I'm saying?
exactly, but he didn't just need the ring; he needed the WBC, and
Well, to
basically,
become
you
it,
know,
but
so
at
basically,
the same
you go
time,
back to
though,
what we was talking about before when I was talking about like, I mean, I didn't know people was mad at Bud. I didn't realize
oh
that till you
yeah,
said that. But
he
I mean,
was hot.
if I could look at like if I can come up with a reason off the top of my head without hearing somebody who is mad at Bud, if I could come up with a reason, the first reason I would think is because he didn't deserve it in the first place.
Who,
But
Bud?
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's like you just said, he needed it. So you needed it.
Yeah, he needed it. Like,
No, but
that's the
listen.
thing. That's the
He
thing.
needed it. He
Uh-huh.
needed it,
Uh-huh.
and he didn't deserve it.
Nah,
And
he deserved it. He beat
nah,
him.
he ain't deserve. He didn't deserve to fight for undisputed at 168. But
Oh,
we ain't got to go. We don't have
okay,
to go
okay,
into
okay.
that.
Okay, you got to say that. You got to say with
Oh yeah,
context because you just said he didn't deserve it. Okay, yeah, okay, with context. Okay,
yeah.
I
He didn't
okay, I see with
deserve.
you.
He didn't deserve to fight for one undisputed at 168. And like you said, he needed it. Also, he needed Canelo. Canelo
He
been paying them
needed.
sanction.
That's
Canelo
right.
been paying them sanctioning fees. And
Yeah.
so at the end of the day, bro, I mean, if you want to be like fuck everybody, bro, that's on you, bro. But I mean, people not really like fuck you, bro. Niggas really looked out for you, like you didn't deserve that shit.
Well,
You
here's
know,
the thing. Well, here's the thing. If
you
you
ain't
go
even
to
really
box,
deserve the shit,
if
bro.
you, it's not about if you hold true to what the sanctioning bodies is about, right? If
Yeah,
you were champion at 147, right? WBC champ, right?
yeah,
And I was WBC champ at 154. You have the right to say I'm going up in weight and I'm challenging that champ. That's in the rules. That's not about deserving. That's not about none of that shit. It's about I was champ at a lower division and I'm moving up. I have a right to fight the champ, right? Now,
yeah.
by them rules, that's what Bud did. Bud beat Madrimov, became champion, moved up for another motherfucking champion.
But do it count even if you skip a class?
It doesn't matter. Skipping a class don't fucking matter because if that's the weight I'm going to, that's the weight I'm going to. That's the rules. I don't make them. That's the rules.
So
They
he
don't say
become
you gotta.
automatic mandatory for WBC.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
so
what.
we
That's what.
still look who we talk about. WBC. He
Well, that's
became,
it. But it's not just WBC. That's all the sanctioning
but
bodies.
I'm saying he came up from 154. He had the WBC, right?
Was it okay? Okay,
I'm just
I'm gonna
saying he
roll
had
with.
the
I can't
W.
recall.
He had the WBC. They let that nigga fight Canelo, who had the
Yeah,
WBC
yeah,
amongst other belts.
yeah. But they let
And
him.
then
But
and
it's
then
within. It's their rules. They didn't give him a favor.
no, but I'm
That's
saying
their rules.
that's they rules, but it's the WBC. Then you get what you want and you say fuck everybody. I mean, if you want to be Tony Montana, nigga, I mean, that's
Nah,
fine.
bro. Like,
I mean,
okay,
I mean, cause bro, I mean, it's cool,
he
but
didn't do it. But my saying
he
he
didn't
didn't.
deserve it.
Cause
The
hell,
reason people are upset, I'm not upset. I don't really care. I'm just saying I can see why people are upset because it's like, bro, you didn't even, bro, you just got blessed with the opportunity to fight for undisputed at 168, and like you said, he needs undisputed and shit like that. So now he done beat Canelo. So now he feel like he don't need nobody
you
like them no
know,
more. You know what I'm
cause
saying?
he beat the man. But here's the
Well,
thing, though.
he don't need
But
nobody.
I'm not saying that's
You
a
know what I'm
reason
saying?
to act
But
the way you acting. But what I'm saying is this: at the end of the day, I went through your rules. If everybody accepted what we negotiated on for sanctioning fees, what makes you bigger than them?
well, I don't know, bro. At the end of the day, I just feel like it's
So
messy,
it's not that
and
he
this shit
wouldn't
never
pay
came
them.
out in
It's that
public
he
in the
feel like
first
the
place.
amount is wrong. But
I don't feel like it's a public
it wasn't supposed to be
matter.
public.
But
Mauricio brung that shit
Mauricio or
out.
something, yeah, he brought that shit up.
His ass
But
like a scoring bitch right now, bro. Like I gave the analogy earlier. If you ever been with a woman and you dumped her and you start doing better after you dumped her, that's what the bitch say. Oh, he think he's shit because he got him a new car and he got him a house. He think he the shit. That's what scoring bitches do, bro. That's what they do. And that's what Mauricio sound like, counting his pockets and saying this and the third. What Mauricio, I'm going to tell you what Mauricio should have did, y'all. Real talk. Just like he said, you got to pay to play. Now in a flip. All right, bet. We need to renegotiate. Call him back. Don't put him on blast on the internet. Think that's gonna pressure him to do anything. That nigga at the end of his fucking career, what you need him to do is keep on fucking fighting. And if he don't keep on fighting, get that finalized. You go retire. What you gonna do? Okay, cool. You retire. Fine. We don't give a fuck then. But
What it
why
looks
do
like to
that?
me
Because
is
you exposed yourself, huh?
what I mean. What it seems to like from like I'm gonna say outside looking in because I don't know everything about all the situation. But for me, it looks like Bud is the type of dude that you pretty much always end up regretting doing some shit for. I'm not saying people doing him favors, but
Uh,
I'm just saying like I'm pretty sure like 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 the way he like go publicly shit on Arrow. Like I bet Arrow
I'm gonna
wish
be real with you.
I bet Arrow wish like man I wish I never even gave this nigga an opportunity. Then like
I'm gonna be real
he
with you,
like
bro. His
fuck
birthday, he got the same
WBC.
birthday as my sister, and I love my sister. But I'm gonna tell you something. They some headstrong motherfuckers, and they believe in what they believe in, and I don't think it's that you could deter them from it. I love my sister so much. I know when she's serious about something, I just stay out of her motherfucking way. And at the end of the day, like it ain't about proving me wrong or none of that shit. It's just they make it happen, bro. So whatever move he making, I don't think he just said this shit out of fucking like people talking about motion. I think it's more strategic. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think he know he not finna fight no more. I think he know, like,
Right,
bitch, I
of
don't care
course.
you finna fucking, I don't give a fuck you finna take this belt, bitch. But he just ain't saying that he not finna fight no more. Like, you the
Right.
dumbass. You finna look like dumbass at the end of the day because you make this big ass fucking grandstand for
Yeah, I'm
nothing.
a Libra too. I'm similar to Bud and Wade, but it's certain shit I just wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like
Now
um
me, now I will tell you me, the way he responded, like I said earlier, I can't fault him for it because the way you give, I'm a boy. The way you give it to me is the way I'm gonna give it to you. You get what I'm saying? Like that's how I am. You know, like you know, my women understood that shit. Like you try to embarrass me in public, oh bitch, you finna be embarrassed. You got me fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like that's just me. So I
Yeah.
understood why he did what he did because Mauricio shit never came out and did that like that. But
Yeah.
I think on Bud part, it's more just strategic. Like you just don't know I'm not finna fight no more. I don't give a fuck. And
But he probably
it's
fight
stuff.
again, but he not gonna fight for undisputed no more.
Nah, hell, nah, he don't care about the shit. 3-time undisputed,
That's what I'm
and,
saying. He
and,
don't
and he
care. Yeah.
banned. He banned anyways. He can never be undisputed no more because Mauricio Suleiman made it clear that he'll never be able to fight for the WBC again.
Yeah. I mean,
That
at the end
sucked,
of
and
the day,
that was whack. He said that was some whole shit. Like what,
not really, bro. I mean, but you know, I feel you.
dude? That's like packing up He Man and going home, bro.
Nah, not
Because
really,
you
bro. You
can't
didn't
have
pay
your
your. I
way.
mean, you didn't pay your sanction fees, bro.
For what though? Okay, let me ask you this: what does a sanctioning body do for you?
Well, then, I mean, so what? So if that, then why not be banned?
No,
If
Yeah.
it don't do nothing for
it's
you,
not. It's
bro.
not.
If it
It's
don't do
not.
nothing for you, bro, just be banned then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
Okay,
I'm
then. So
asking you.
he
But
just
I'm asking
banned,
you.
but it's not
I'm
no
asking.
whole shit.
No,
If
I'm
it's
asking. His whole shit. Oh, Maurice was Suleiman because he talking about the money. But you so emotional. You about to cut yourself out of money.
See, Slick Casino.
not really,
Um,
bro, because if he not gonna pay it this time, he not gonna pay it. I mean, what, bro? What the hell? I mean, at the end of the day, it just is what it is. Bud ain't fucking
Casino.
with it.
Both fighters
Bud
pay
ain't fucking
sanctioning
with it,
fees.
and it's just over with.
Casino.
Huh?
Casino. Both fighters pay sanctioning fees.
Bro, it don't matter, bro. Like other people, whoever, bro. What I'm saying is Canelo. All right, so all right, let's say he was gonna rematch Canelo. He's not gonna be for the WBC no more, right? Bro, but
It will have Canelo in there. I can guarantee that.
what
That's
I'm
the way he
saying
want
is
that belt.
Canelo. If you saying if sanction fees come from both sides, bro,
Yeah, they both pay sanctioning
Canelo's
fees.
next fight. Canelo's next fight is gonna make them more money. If Canelo was to fight in his next fight for a WBC belt, like he probably fuck around and fight Shiraz for that motherfucker, and
Yeah,
then they gonna make more money than if Bud would have had that shit for his next fight anyway.
that's fine. That's
So they don't
fine.
really care. Like it's just it is what it is. It's a
And
is what
they
it is
may not
situation.
care, but to say that you don't care, then why open your mouth? That's all I'm saying. You
Because they
feel me?
want that money right now. They want the money that you were supposed to pay for this shit right now. They ain't worried about the future. Just like he not worried about the future. So it's just over with. That's what I'm not mad about the situation. I'm just saying
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
it's just
got you.
like the shit just over with, bro. They don't need each other. Because I mean, Bud not a draw without certain people. And then the other people who he need to they still a draw and they gonna pay their sanctioning fees. So I mean it is what it is.
Right. I
You
get
know
it,
what I'm saying?
but
Because like let's
but
say
in business,
if Arrow and Bud never fought, Arrow just stayed a WBC champion, bro, they would have been eating still. And if Canelo never fought Bud and Canelo just was fighting other niggas, they would have been eating
yeah. But
still.
you talk about
You know
from
what
a
I'm saying?
business standpoint. But the thing is, we're
That's
where
all this
we
shit is
at.
about, Slick. It's about that 300,000.
Right.
That's all this
But
shit about.
that's all it is about money. And the way what my point is, the way Mauricio handled it was totally wrong.
Yeah,
He didn't.
it was
It was
wrong. He was
totally
wrong for
wrong.
how he handled it. But at the end of the day, it just is what it is. Like it's kind of like, hey, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
is
No,
what it is
I
on both
feel you.
sides.
I
Because
feel you.
he handled it that way because he like nigga, we don't need you, and Bud handled it that way because he like nigga, I don't need you. So it's just like it's like a bad relationship ending. You know what I'm saying? But other people need that shit. People gonna still be wanting that WBC green belt at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? People
So
gonna need it.
Right.
People gonna need it just like he needed it. Now he don't need it no more, but people gonna need it just like he needed it. So at the end of the day,
It's.
it ain't going nowhere.
Go ahead, DJ. I'm gonna let you go before because I'll keep going.
so a lot of what Casino is just saying, I agree with him, right? And let me just lay out the landscape, the world according to DJ, right? Just so
Gotcha.
that we actually get on the start in the same spot.
Yep.
And it's going to be more about things that have just happened in almost a chain reaction very quickly, right?
Yep.
So what you were saying about 54 Casino, I think it was the other way around that lends itself to the same outcome but just a different way. Fondora had the WBC at 54, and
Oh, okay.
Bud took step aside money, right?
Right.
Now, was that the WBC keeping Bud away from that belt, right? Now, Bud's paid sanctioning fees on every other WBC belt from every other division, right, that he's fought in. And the WBC have always known, well, it's been known for a long time that their sanctioning fees are higher than the other three. Wasn't just for Bud, right? It's for everyone. Their sanctioning fees are higher than the IBF, WBO, WBA. Now, what I found interesting when I thought about this during the week and had
I
a
ain't
couple of
seen that.
conversations was think about the timeline here. So Bud, and look, let's just assume that it's correct because I just don't have information that says it's not. Bud implies that he wants 100 million for the rematch with Canelo, right? So
Yeah.
effectively, on a turkey check, Canelo gets another 150 and Bud gets 100, right? So there's a $250 million purse that Turkey's expected to fork out, right? And I actually believe that Canelo should get his rematch for all four belts, right? I
Right.
think he's earned that right.
Right.
Um,
Right.
the second part about it for me is that I started looking at 160. What just happened at 160 in the lead up to this actually becoming public? Hang on. Jennebeck, of all people, pops dirty 3 days before his fight.
Yep.
3 days before, not after, not a week before, not a month before, right? So
Yep.
then that destroys Bud's opportunity to go to 160, right? To get those
Uh-huh.
two belts against that winner, right? And instead of paying $100 million for the rematch that Bud wants, or somewhere in between, right? Not only am I going to strip him publicly, but in the same minute, the same sentence, the same paragraph on the same day, they've already got names lined up to say who's going to fight for the vacant title.
Right. For real.
I've never, ever come across that. Yeah, you're stripped. That bloke gets elevated, or you're stripped. We'll go away and see you who's going to fight for it. But they had it ready on the day within 30 seconds. In fact, I think
Yep.
they actually even announced that Shiraz and Billy were going to fight before they actually dropped the bomb and said, "Yep, Crawford stripped." Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the other half of it for me is that here's what I'll say in the only defence for the WBC and the way they went about it. If there's a signed contract that says that the sanction bodies are going to take money from you prior to the fight, part of that is honouring that contract.
Right.
And I say if, right? If there's a signature of Bud's or his representative on a WBC contract to say, here's the number that we agreed on, I would hope after the fight you don't renege on that, even though you probably will within your rights to say, well, what the hell am I giving you money for? But that conversation should have happened before the fight, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't sign a contract to buy a house and then complain to the bank about your repayments.
Right. You know what
So
I'm saying? Yeah.
there's just that bit. And look, I don't have inside information, but when I look at it was going to be difficult to have the rematch with Canelo at 68, particularly with those numbers, if you weren't going to budge. Okay, let's look at 160. And the guy you were hoping to get at for 2 or 3 belts, oh, how convenient. He pops dirty, right? Now, nobody's getting any money anywhere. All of a sudden, Eddie Hearn and Top Rank get a payday at 168 with them Billy and Shiraz.
Yeah.
No, you said some real shit.
On a Riyadh season, no doubt.
I ain't gonna lie, you said some real shit just then. Like, you broke it down. Like, that's probably exactly what happened. But the thing is, like,
it's a conspiracy theory.
It's all. But I'm not saying it's completely self-inflicted. But all right, so I'm gonna just speak for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a Libra too. I seen somebody in the chat say that Bud is a Libra. I'm a Libra. And we balance things. Well, me as a Libra, I balance things out. I don't really look at. I don't really care about no damn horoscope anyway. But I just seen somebody in the chat say something about a Libra.
Y'all some motherfuckers, bro. Y'all head strong as hell.
We either one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I make a conscious decision to try to weigh things out. I ain't saying I'm perfect either. I'll be crashing out sometimes too. But what he did is like, bro, it really just fit the Bud narrative, bro. Like, to be honest, like, I'm not saying that Mauricio wasn't wrong, but it's just like, bro, this man he just getting opportunities, and then it's like, god damn, bro, like you just
Well, my thing is this: the part everybody forgetting is that Bud don't got a promoter. The person that paid him was Turkey. Turkey ain't
but if you ain't want to pay sanctioning fees, if you ain't,
it was agreement. It was agreement. It had to be an agreement made ahead of time for Bud to say that all the other sanctioning bodies agreed to the amount I said that I was going to give them. What made you feel like that you were above them? You get what I'm saying? Meaning that because there's no promoter, so therefore a promoter can't put in your contract that you have to pay X, Y, and Z, because if you had a promoter, the sanctioning bodies will be talking to your promoter, not you. The reason they had to talk to Bud is because Turkey pays Bud. Bud take care of everything else. Turkey's not a promoter. You see what I'm saying? So if Bud took his business practices and said, hey, you guys, hey, that's a lot of fucking money. 3% is a lot of money, bro. I'm going to give y'all something, but that ain't it. And let's say they negotiated to 0.3. And everybody said, yeah, that's cool. And then WBC came back talking about, so no, we want 0.6. He like, hold on, nigga, like, that's $300,000. What the fuck you need $300,000 for? You get what I'm saying? That's how I think it went.
It's bullshit mathematics. I'll tell you why. Everyone knows how much Bud got paid for that fight, or at least what was reported, because it's on the books, right? You can look it up, right? And it's been looked up. It wasn't 50 million. It was much less than that, right? According to the records. And I mean much less than that. So if it was a lot less than that, the percentage of the lesser amount is going up by the WBC, right? If that makes sense. So, like, 0.6% of $2 million is not $300,000, if that's what he got, for example. So it's so hard to believe, or at least take boxing on face value, because today's truths are tomorrow's lies, right? And I was talking to Punch about that on his live, that I would be, and look, I don't want to make any outlandish statements, but what if Bud's getting done dirty in the background by the guy that he's actually defending? What if Turkey's done him dirty in the background, right?
Yeah.
To replace him? Because we know there's a checkered past between Turkey and the WBC.
100%.
I mean, look at all the money they were pouring into the WBC Grand Prix at the start of the year. They're likely to spend 5 cents on that thing now, right?
Right.
So, man, I'm a little bit like Casino and everyone else. When you don't have the facts in front of you,
I want to say this. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good.
No,
I was just gonna say, go ahead.
No, I want to say something. Eckhart said, "Bud is what you got." Yeah, he is my guy. That's my favorite fighter. But if you came in late, Aircraft, I play both sides. You know, I'm gonna play devil's advocate, bro. Real talk, bro. I felt like Bud was like that old Army vet that felt like he put in so much work for his country, and then came home and he get shitted on, and so it's like now it's like fuck everybody. I feel like
that's a pretty good analogy, actually, because he's had to fight tooth and nail his whole career.
Yeah, I feel like that's why he has his attitude. You know what I'm saying? So like I understand it, but I feel like I hate that he came out and said what he said, but I also understand because I'm, like I said, I've been working on myself a long time, bro, and I had to catch myself because the way people treat me in public, I will treat you the same way right back. Like fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like 100%. So like I get it, but at the same time it doesn't make it right. But Mauricio sounds like a scoring woman, bro. You like I said, if you ever had a woman when you leave her and you start doing like better because she's gone, that's what she do. She counts your pockets. She talks shit. Oh, he think he the best because he got a car now. He got a house now. He ain't shit. That's what Mauricio sounded like, bro.
Yeah,
he's really mad because he didn't get that money.
Yeah, he was unprofessional for that, but
yeah,
this is what I'm gonna say. I want to say this. First of all, I don't believe that boxers should have to pay sanctioning fees at all. I don't think sanctioning fees is a thing that should make sense. I don't think you should have to pay for your trophies. Like I'm gonna start it off with that. But once you agree to do that shit, I'm gonna say with this situation, this is just an example of what happens when you don't have a promoter and you're dealing directly with the fighter who's not a businessman, because a promoter knows that they're gonna need the WBC in the future and they would have just got them folks their bread. But when you're dealing, you got to ask it straight from the fighter. Yeah, that was that's a typical fighter reaction.
But I'm saying,
having to come up off of goddamn 300,000.
I don't think that.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
because
I don't think that though,
I think,
bro.
like you said, the promoter would have handled it, but he don't have no promoter.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Because the promoter knows they're gonna want that WBC, and everybody know that green belt. I mean, yeah, the ring. We saying that ring shit, but I mean, bro, everybody look at that green belt, bro. Like that shit is something. Like it's getting torn down now because of the shit they be doing. The things what is going on right now, but I mean, everybody look at that green belt like the most prestigious one, bro. I mean, I know the ring belt is supposed to be, but people know everybody want that green belt, bro. Everybody want that shit.
I understand that, but I watched fighters throw that bitch in the trash. A lot of them because of the same issue. They just throw it, but DJ, you are the most prestigious water hose holder right now. When you hold this water hose, the water flow more better because you fucking hold this water hose. Now, I'm gonna go get Casino. Casino, hold this water hose. How come when you hold this water hose, the water don't flow more better than when DJ hold it? Now, would you say that's bullshit?
You said
that
what?
That would be bullshit. That
say
would be
100%
bullshit.
Say it one more time.
Yeah.
Because
say it twice more. I'm trying to follow the analogy here.
Okay, just listen to me. DJ is the most prestigious water hose holder. When he holds it, the water flows like no other. Okay. Now I'm gonna give you the water hose, and I'm gonna ask you why the water hose don't flow the same way when DJ holds it. My point is to say that because a promoter is handling Bud's business, to say that Bud can handle his own business is crazy. The man said he gave them an offer, and the other three said, okay, that's cool. The WBC was the only one to come back and say, hell no.
Yeah.
Well,
But I think that's still a smokescreen, Slick. That's kind of what I'm saying. I think the whole payment thing is a bit of a smokescreen to something bigger that's happening in the background, right?
I spoke about that earlier.
Yeah, in a month's time, there'll be more details coming out. In a year's time, when Bud feels he's retired and he can tell the full story, we'll get all the facts,
Right.
whatever it might be, right? But when you've had someone lie to you, whether they're friends or family, if you've had someone lie to you and you've caught them lying to you before, it's very hard to continue to believe them thereafter, right? So that's kind of how I feel about some of the things that happens in boxing. But man, we're talking about the WBC who put Ryan Garcia on an indefinite ban, only to lift that ban when the check was big enough from Turkey for Ryan to get the fight in New York, right?
True.
Ryan then, after a loss, no doubt, right? Then he goes and gets another loss, right? And all of a sudden, the man's back at 147 challenging Barrios in which sanctioning body?
Don't forget, Matthias just got caught
WBC.
doping.
yeah.
Matthias just got caught doping, and his ass, they raised the limit so he can keep the fight going.
They didn't raise the limit. I thought he was below the limit.
No, he wasn't below no for they raised it.
But then they say he popped
Of
way
course, if
back
I
in
raise it,
January.
you below it.
Somebody told me something about he popped long time ago and they just not bringing shit up.
No,
Yeah, I thought it was the January test. I had a look back into that
I heard something
casino,
about the January.
and it was in January, and he's fought since and all sorts of stuff. So there's a little bit of grayness around that. But look, if he's generally popped dirty, right? Why has Matthias got different rules to Ryan, right? And a lot of people tell you that Bivol was
I'm
all
gonna
but
tell you why.
forced.
I'm gonna tell you why he got different rules.
If it was January, why it's just not coming out?
I'm gonna tell you why he got different rules than Ryan. Because bro, he don't have an opponent who crying like goddamn Devin, bro. They didn't goddamn start trying to sue people and all kind of shit, get shit overturned and
Ryan the money, bro.
You know what I
Ryan
mean?
the bag. With or without Devin, Ryan is a bag, bro.
But I'm just saying, it was a lot of you know, there was a lot of shit going on with that shit though, bro. It wasn't like
and there always is. Like even I'm getting information, and I want to stay on task, but just separately. I'm getting information this week from a couple of interviews over here. Joseph Parker never had any cocaine in his system on fight night.
Hell no, I don't believe that.
But I mean, what do we constantly hear when a fighter just gets done dirty somewhere, right?
Right.
The old medical plan. Oh, they hurt the hand in sparring. They got cut in sparring. They can't make weight, right? Or they failed a drug test. It's the same. It's the same letter from your mum to get you out of school from the day, written 5 different fucking ways, right?
Oh, I just thought about something. I'm gonna say this before we get too far from what we were saying. The reason they didn't have Ryan back is because Ryan blew weight. He wasn't finna get no belt anyway.
Shit, blew weight. Fucking, that's
different.
some bullshit. Okay.
No, I'm just saying he wasn't fighting for the belt no more.
I get that, but then what do you make of this? Steve Fulton missing weight by 2 pounds, and they talking about it's for interim now. On the fly.
Remember too, the punishment for Ryan for not making weight was a financial punishment. He paid per pound that he was over to Devin, right? So
yeah.
Look, it's not really about Ryan, and it's not really about Matthias or any of that sort of stuff. I'm just saying, don't forget the history of some of the moves the WBC have been making, right? Errol gets a whooping, finds himself #1 contender at 54, right? Without even having a fight, right? Bivol pretty much gets unofficially stripped, right? Of he's undisputed, right, by the WBC because they wanted to do other things, right? I'm just saying that there's some meetings in boardrooms where fighters come off the wrong end of an ass whooping through no fault of their own.
I agree with
But
that.
this is the thing about it. The WBC, right? They they do a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know that, right? But
Hell yeah.
if you gonna be a nigga who fight for belts and build your name off belts, you kind of gotta respect the game that come with the bullshit belt shit, bro. Because if you don't want to be, if you want to be a fuck the belt nigga, be a fuck the belt nigga for real, and goddamn go through your career with the backlash of being a fuck the belt type of nigga.
I hear
You know
that,
what I'm
but
saying? Because there's a lot of niggas who are fuck the belt type of niggas, and they don't get the respect that you get. You get the respect because you respect the belts, quote unquote. But now you
well,
saying
he
fuck the
made it
belt.
to where he can say something. It's
Okay, well,
almost like being
so
at the
basically,
bottom and nobody's gonna hear you.
now he's just in the same. Man, I don't know, bro.
You get what
All
I'm
I'm
saying? It's
saying
Yeah.
like
is,
if
if you're
you at
gonna be
the
like, if
bottom,
you're
if
gonna be
you
like,
at the
fuck the belts,
bottom,
bro, don't fight for belts.
no,
And
no,
I
no,
mean,
no, it's not about that. Like
don't wait
if
till
you
you're
at the
40 years
bottom,
old and got more belts than any
no,
man ever,
no.
and then be like, fuck the belts. You
Okay,
know what I'm
okay,
saying?
I'm gonna put it.
And Mauricio Suleiman is
If
wrong.
you,
Mauricio Suleiman is wrong for coming out in public and talking about the shit, but he probably never had a bad interaction with nobody about it. Like, to just,
hell
I don't
no,
know.
he been used to getting over on motherfuckers. But I'm gonna say it like this: like, okay, you did with dogs. If I just got in the world of dogs, and I start trying to talk my shit like I know the whole formula, niggas gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Now, if I go win a plethora of fucking serious dog shows, people may just start listening. You get
But
what
okay,
I'm
but look,
saying?
well, peep this though. All right, I went to the dog show. I went to the pig picking in 2024. Tom Garner pig picking on Bulldog Hill. It's like one of the biggest dog shows in the nation. I went
Right?
with the purpose of winning. Quote the quote. Louise is gonna we gonna make it a belt. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
went with the purpose of winning this belt. You know what I'm saying? I
Uh-huh.
win the belt, which was best of show. I won best of show.
Correct.
I won best dog on the hill out of over 1,000 people. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Out there. You know what I'm saying? And it was the competition narrows down at the end, and then you compete for best of show. I won it. And if they had to hit me, if it would have been a sanctioning fee involved with something like that, bro, I would have had to pay it. I wouldn't have been like, oh hell no, man, that's not too much. Whatever it was, bro, I would have gave it to them, especially when I made way more than that.
Yeah, but that's
It's
you
kind of
starting
because I
out
know I
though.
needed that. I needed
But
that
if you had did
recognition.
that, if even okay, now watch this. You did it. I'm glad you said it. You did it because you needed that recognition. That fucking word fuck me. But you know what I'm trying to say. Recognition. You need that recognition, right? But when you get to a point where you don't need that recognition, and you knew every time you paid them fees was really bullshit, but you paid it just because you needed the recognition. At some point, you gonna pull the stop, say, bruh, I don't need y'all, bro.
No, I'm not gonna do that only because I'm not gonna be doing this shit forever. So I'm gonna just end out my career on a good note, bro, and I'm gonna just goddamn just let it be.
Well,
To be
it's at
honest
the
with
end
you,
of your
bro.
career. But
That's
if
even
you
to me, a nigga like me, that's even more reason to not buck. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, like that's just how I think. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just
I can't get
that's
with
how I think. You know what I'm
cause you
saying?
know, I wouldn't even
Like
let
if
you
it's the
do that. I'd be like,
end,
dog, you
it's
don't
kind of
even
like,
need them, bro. Like, why you giving them money and
I
they
mean,
should
if
like
it,
it's supposed to be
I'm
okay,
not saying
it's supposed to be a
he's
brush of
wrong.
shoulders. You feel me?
I'm not
If
saying he's wrong for how he think, or you wrong for how you think. I'm just saying if it's me, I'm not finna. I'm finna work that shit out. Like I wouldn't even
now I'm saying how it should be for everybody.
Mauricio wouldn't have even had a chance to even go and make no video about no shit. I mean, saying he's dead ass wrong for doing that shit, but it would have been like I would have been handling that shit, bro. Like I would have been,
What
you know
I'm
what I'm
saying
saying?
is for everybody in the chat, casino, DJ, when you get to a certain point, yeah, you may need me in the beginning, right? Because I'm gonna get you noticed, right? But once you get large enough for yourself, it's supposed to become a hand-to-hand deal at that point. It's not nobody need nobody at that point. It's us coming to an agreement. to keep making dope. You feel me? Like it's
What you
not
gotta
no.
Yeah,
understand is it could have been a hand in
I,
hand deal
I,
with
I
other
agree.
people. It could have been a
I
hand in hand deal with other people. Like you got to realize who had the belt. And I know it's not supposed to be that way, but it's business at the end of the day. So
yeah.
it's kind of a hand in hand deal. They could have forced a mandatory on Canelo and not even let the shit happen. Like on some
Um,
shit. Like I mean, to be honest with you, because somebody who actually was at 168 or something. You know what I'm saying? And they
I
still would
feel
have
you.
ate good money. They would have got money. They would have got their three or however much money they would have got. They would have got that shit about whoever fought for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Or Canelo would have paid what he got to pay. You know what I'm saying? Like
but Slick,
they had a system set up.
Go ahead,
it,
DJ.
it it honestly, even if I don't want to go into the weeds and I don't want to look at the WBC's history and I don't want to look at contracts and bits and pieces,
Huh?
part of me also just says it could be really simple, right? It could be nothing. It could be that Bud just got blindsided. He wasn't even at the convention. He's
Right.
just minding his own
Right.
business with his family,
Yeah.
right? And here he is, no warning, no discussion, no nothing.
He
He
didn't know
just
he was
he
stripped.
just he just get blindsided, you're
Yeah.
stripped, and I'm going to say this, and this, and this about your character. Well, any grown man in that situation wants the ability to respond, right?
Right.
So we got the video from Bud in his pickup, responded, right?
Yeah.
So, man, look, I'll be
That's
happy
why I
if
said
it just
I'm the
it
type of man
just
you way you give it to me, I'm gonna give it right back to you the same way, bro. And I feel
yep.
like same way because even Mauricio said it.
Well,
They didn't announce it until that convention.
well, the thing is though
So
that
Bud found out when the world found out. You get what I'm
once
So
saying?
basically, you saying they
once
was gonna strip him anyway?
Yeah,
look,
they said at the convention, but like you didn't call
man,
Bud, you didn't say
it
nothing to
was
Bud.
planned, Casino. It was far too
He even said
convenient.
it. They announced it at the convention. Bud wasn't there, bro. Bud didn't know nothing about it. And then
But
he had the
shit,
nerve to say they invited him there.
I've never seen a sanctioning body strip a fighter and on the same day, same hour, same sentence, tell you who's fighting for the vacant belt. That tells me it was planned. They sat down with whoever and they planned a boxing match in your absence for your belt. Now
Facts.
you're
Facts.
just finding out about it. You're part like almost the victim in all of it.
but I
So
mean, it came. But do you, DJ? Would you say that this happened because he didn't pay his sanctioning fees, or you saying it was gonna happen regardless?
well, look, it may, and I'll say may, it may be happening regardless because of the money value of a rematch, right?
Right.
It may have happened for all sorts of boxing politics that we're all not naive to ignore. Some bullshit happens in boxing that don't make sense and is not fair, right? Um, what I'm saying to you, I guess, Casino, is that if you strip a guy and you haven't got a check in your bank, right? What you're really doing is you're throwing a bit of a tantrum because you no longer want to have a discussion about any sort of payment, right? It's almost I want this figure, and if you don't give me this figure, I'm going to throw a tantrum, and the conversation stops, right? So whether it ended up being 300 or 150, you lose the ability to have that negotiation and that conversation with Bud's team as soon as you strip him
Yeah.
because there's no conversation after that. So what you're saying is you're saying, well, I'd rather go with $0 than some dollars.
Right.
It it
Yeah.
it 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 just don't make business sense. Business people don't go, I'm happy to take a total loss. I'd rather have a partial loss, but not a total loss. It from
Right.
that perspective, it
Right.
just don't make sense to me,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I
yeah.
was saying.
No, that makes sense. I
Because
mean, they probably. It seemed like they probably was gonna screw Bud over there anyway. But well, shit. I mean, in that case, if they was gonna screw him over anyway, then Bud is right for doing what he,
I felt
Because
like
if I feel
that's
like
what
I
it
was gonna get
was.
screwed
They didn't
over
see the
anyway,
longevity
I'm
in
not
him,
paying
bro.
that shit no way either. Huh?
They didn't see the longevity in him. They didn't know
Oh
which
yeah.
way Bud was gonna go. They know this and the third, and he ain't the type to tell you shit. And where you
But
know Canelo got at least another fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
well, who's in suite with the WBC? Canelo.
Yeah, hell yeah, 100%. That's why
So
he wanted Canelo to keep that belt. That's why I
let's
said I believe this is set up. They announced that the winner, whoever win that, they fight Canelo, bro. They
yeah,
finna get
and
that belt back on Canelo, bro.
so
Oh yeah, and you know what
make
else too? You know what else I think it is too?
What?
They probably bought that ring for Canelo.
He's stupid.
man.
That ring,
Let,
that ring that
Yeah,
Terrence
yeah,
Crawford.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
they charging that 300,000 for that goddamn ring, man. We forgot
so
about that ring. We forgot
Yeah.
about that big ass ring,
That big
man.
ass diamond and
Yeah,
gold
that's why.
ring.
Okay, see now, but see, look now, hey now. I forgot now. I forgot
yeah,
now. All
yeah.
right, see now. Hold on now. Hold on. Now, okay. Now the other sanctions, they all took the little money, right? But they ain't get that nigga no motherfucking Super Bowl ring though. They ain't
No,
get that
but
nigga no. They ain't get that
Right,
nigga no
right,
motherfucking
right,
Super Bowl
right. They're like,
ring,
you gonna
bro.
pay
because
for that?
Like, bro,
because
you gotta quit being an ungrateful ass nigga, man. I ain't gonna
because
lie. Like, you gotta really look at that shit. But that ring big as a bitch, and I know that shit real. It better
Yeah, it
be.
was real. It was
Yeah, bro.
real.
Come
And
on, bro.
open
Like,
up and
so I
shit.
mean, I can see why they sanction fee will be a little bit higher, bro.
Well, so
You
I
know what
Casino.
I'm saying?
gotta pay
Then you
for
then
it.
you got the Chico Lopez pit bulls. You know what I'm saying?
So
You know what I'm
so
saying? He should have got the real dogs. He should have
make
Right,
went and got.
right, right,
Shit,
make
he
right,
need to go
right.
make
holler at Brick Club Performance.
explain something to me,
Right, right.
Casino.
Facts, facts.
Huh?
Just explain something to me, Casino, so it makes
What?
sense. I can try and make sense of it. All right.
Yeah.
You're a Riyadh season um, representative, right, with Turkey
Uh,
Al Sheikh in Bud Crawford, right?
yeah.
You have Canelo on a one fight deal left, right?
Yeah.
That fight is going to cost you big, regardless of who Canelo's opponent is, right?
Yeah.
So, what is the bigger fight? Is it Canelo versus Bud, right? Is
Mm-hmm.
it Canelo versus the winner of Shiraz and Mbili, right?
Mm-hmm.
You, you, uh, if $300,000 was the sticking point that was going to blow up Turkey's plan, man, he'd have reached into his fucking sock drawer and pulled out $300,000 and given it to fucking Mauricio on Bud's behalf. I guarantee you. If stripping Bud was going to fuck up Turkey's plans for the future, I
Yeah.
guarantee you Turkey would have found $300,000 and said, Bud, I got it. Here you go, Mauricio. Tell your story walking.
Yeah.
It, it, nothing makes sense about any of this to me.
No, you right. That's what I'm saying. People would have
Yep.
worked it out. That's why I didn't understand why it came. But you made it make sense a little bit to me, like why it probably could have came out public. Like I'm not saying you. I mean, you don't even know if you. I mean, what you saying sound accurate, but we don't know the facts. You know what I'm saying?
And
But
exactly.
what you saying sound really realistic.
The facts that
Well,
I do know.
it was my
What?
it was my suspicion because it's hard to trust boxing, right? It's not directed at Bud or Mauricio or the WBC. It's just, it's so hard to believe what you're told in boxing sometimes because you know you've been misled so many times before, right?
Right,
So
right.
all it was a suspicion, not an accusation. And like I was talking to the guys over there on Punch's channel, I said, man, I'm just not ready to jump at shadows on this one. I reckon time is going to be our best truth teller. Whether it's next week, tomorrow, next month, next year, I guarantee you there's some further information is going to come out about this.
Yeah.
Shit. Um. Well. So I, I want to pivot a little bit unless anybody
Yep,
got something else.
All right, go ahead. What you finna say before we
I
go?
want to ask about that Fulton, that Stephen Fulton and
Yeah,
Oshaki Foster shit.
2 pounds
Foster
over,
shit.
bro. 2 pounds over. It's
How
for
the
an
hell you?
interim.
How
He
the hell
looked
you
at
going
fat.
up in weight?
He looked at fat. He looked at fat. As soon as he got on the scale, I said, "Oh, he finna bust." As soon as he got on that bitch, that dude bust by 2 pounds. He had a pot belly and everything, bro. He
How
did
you
not
go
take
up in
this,
weight and come? He might get stopped.
bro. And it killed me. Now it's for the interim lightweight title. I'm like, are you serious, bro?
Is this shit on Prize Picks?
But they had to. I don't know. but I'll. But I'm. But I'm gonna tell you this: they had to figure out something because this PBC card was falling apart. Like that
And
Well,
then
motherfucker falling
they
apart.
ain't got no talkers.
that's
And they got
that's
Cameron and them on this card too. That's what's crazy. That's what's gonna bring people to watch it because
Yeah, that's the
Cameron and Mace
talkers.
on the card.
Yep.
and look, it runs the risk of just falling flat on its face. It was going to be potentially the card of the year. Janabek, his fight's off, and they've replaced him with some tomato can from somewhere. Hey, Slick, I was quietly hoping that they were going to use another PBC star mate and Yelenli Hernandez
Yeah,
to
bruh,
fight Lara,
something, but
right?
nope,
That would
they
have
got
been
us
good.
somebody we don't know. And then
Um, well,
and
I mean, there's a whole heap of stuff, and make it make sense that you couldn't sell Thurman and Fondora, so you dump that card, and
yeah,
then you want to go to the public and say, well, the winner of Thurman and Fondora next year, right, gets the winner of Virgil versus Boots. I mean, fucking what? You were never
uh,
going to make that Fondora Thurman fight ever again.
right,
It it didn't even sell 2,000 tickets. So why do we keep getting lied to? I don't like it.
man. PBC
I
the new
think it's
Cadillac record.
unnecessary.
Did
Well, it's
y'all
just
see?
unnecessary.
Did y'all see the what was that? The fucking workout? Where the fuck? What the fuck was that? I'm telling you, PBC is hanging on by a thread right now, bro.
Well, they've just got some free gifts though. How much do you think that Al Heyman got paid for the original? I'll lend tank to you, the MVP,
I ain't gonna lie,
right?
bro.
How much did you think that the Manny Pacquiao Barrios fight made him? How much do you think the second Pacquiao fight's going to make him?
Oh, it's
I
gonna
don't
make him
think
some money.
they're as broke as people think. I think it's just the perception that they haven't got a broadcaster that's given them an annual budget to help
Yeah,
make things
because
happen,
I'm talking about
right?
that shit. Like I don't know what the fuck. I said, hold on. I was like, am I on PBC? What the hell going on? And that shit, the camera quality was terrible, bro. I was like, what is this? Like it was
And
in some
a,
makeshift gym. It was crazy.
I think it's a true reflection of goddamn the state of big time boxing in America without goddamn oil money.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
Like I
well,
think I mean American boxing. I'm like a big time American boxing. Like I ain't talking about just American, just putting on fighters who take low payments and goddamn. You know what I'm saying?
right, right.
I'm talking about fighters that's getting paid real good money. You know what I'm saying? Other
Yeah, they
than
got to
like
cut the corner somewhere, I guess, because
you feel me?
that shit was crazy. I said, what am I watching, bro? What is this shit? I couldn't
I
believe
think
it.
I think just in general though too, Casino and Slick, is that I think slowly but surely that the boxing fans are waking up, that they're not prepared to pay for any and every pay per view. If it's not pay per view worthy, now they just don't buy it or they go steal it. Right?
Yeah.
That's not on the fan. That's on the quality of the product. You give
But the
me a shit
problem,
you give me a shit product, I'm not going to pay for it. Right? So I think slowly but surely that's starting to shift. Um, and I think it's a good thing because it demands that the product gets improved.
Yeah. This card right.
I mean, I
It
ain't gonna
ain't
lie,
never what
man.
I thought it
I
was
ain't
gonna
gonna lie.
be.
To be honest with you, bro, it's kind of like, bro, we know the state of boxing,
In
and
America
we
for
getting
sure.
if we love the sport of boxing, you either gotta support it or the shit just gonna go away.
Hey,
Other than people who pouring money that they really ain't
casino.
making back into
This
the shit, like it
my
gonna have to
favorite
be
sport to love to hate. That's my analogy on
like that's how. I mean, I'm
I
talking about just
love
for
this sport.
America though, DJ. I ain't talking about for everybody else. I'm saying the state of American boxing. Like,
This
because
is a slump.
Turkey is not American boxing. Turkey is worldwide boxing, which is great. But I'm talking about just American boxing. I mean, this is all we got, bro. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. ESPN, Top Rank ain't got shit
It's
right
gonna
now.
be trash. It's
Top Rank ain't got
it's
shit right now, man.
it's
Oh,
trash.
well, they they haven't got like I think I'm hearing quietly on in the background that they've got a deal potentially in the mix for. But look, the problem for me, Casino, and I've sort of said this on different things, is that it's not that American boxing is dying. It's just that they're not willing to be honest about who they're competing with. Boxing's not competing with the NFL, right? Boxing's competing with every other way to spend money on the internet. Games for kids, right? Every other app, every other subscription, movies, TV shows. You're not the main event anymore because so many other people spend their money in so many other places. So boxers need to be paid, right? Managers, coaches, they all need to be paid, right? No one should have to work for free. But
You know what the sad truth is?
Go ahead.
But the sad truth is, bro, in America, we got to stop letting our main events get their ass whooped.
Well, you got covered, man. Hey, you see Deontay Wilder?
We got to stop letting our
Usyk campaigning for that Deontay Wilder fight, though, bro.
What do you mean by watching your main event get what?
Like we gotta stop letting our main events get like their ass whooped, bro.
The stars,
like, our cash cows, our stars. Like we can't
stars,
let. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck what the fans say. I don't give a fuck how much they say a nigga cherry picking. They still watch the shit anyway. So nigga, do that shit as long as you can, my nigga. Because, bro, we walking on thin ice around this bitch.
Yeah, but look, see that. I'm happy that that's your opinion and some of that makes business sense, right? I get that. But I spoke about 3 years ago that once you want to actually dip your toe into the world of boxing, you can't follow it because nothing's consistent. Nothing makes sense. Your number one contenders or your interim belt holders don't get the next shot. You can't look anywhere and see who's fighting next, right? Because they just make that shit up on the run. So for sports fans,
but DJ, it's fuck the belts. Remember?
No, well,
fuck the WBC.
Well, hang on, you got to.
But
hang on. Let me
good fights though, because if you put Tank, somebody just said this in the chat too though. I can't remember who said it, but if you put Tank and Shakur in the ring with no belts, people gonna tune in.
Look, they've made it as such that the fighters don't want, with the big money in the sport now, the fighters don't want to give so much money away to sanctioning bodies. And the technicality in that is no state can actually have a boxing main event without a sanctioned body, right? So they got them by the neck. It's not just the boxers, right?
Well, right? If they have a belt,
yep.
If you don't have a belt, they don't have. You don't need nobody to sanction it. The state
see this is where the vicious circle goes around. Think about it, Slick. Why do you think they've created so many fucking Timu belts?
Right.
Because
so they keep money in. Right.
So they get to control what happens.
Like they did today.
And get money in every single state when any fighter all over the world has any form of their belt, right? The sanctioning bodies get to say yes or no and get their cut out of it, right?
Just like they did today.
So
it's an interim belt.
Yeah, so it's not even really, man, this first fight on the card I'm watching over here in Australia on the Jai Pattaya card, that was for the IBF youth middleweight title.
A youth? That's okay.
Youth?
Yep.
He said yep.
Yeah. So guess what? The winner of that fight, when he's got to defend it, who gets their grubby little mitts into that next fight? The IBF.
The IBF.
Yeah, they're all doing it, man. And what you were saying about fuck the belts, Prez, the guy that's been the most honest to us over his whole career that said fuck the belts, Tank, he's told them to strip him.
He did. He told them I don't want it.
I don't want it. Strip it. Take it. And they
said, I don't want it.
Wouldn't even take it. Why? Because they lose the money on it. You can't. When you can't give the shit back, if you can't strip yourself, that's fucked.
That is fucked. Yeah, like I remember they said I don't even want that damn, but
So they
because
felt like
whatever.
they felt like they need their money from. They felt like they can get more money out Shiraz. What y'all saying?
No, we say Tank. I remember Tank they announced
Oh yeah, no, I
Tank
know,
gonna
but
be
I'm just saying
elevated.
in this scenario
No,
with what going on with
It's a
Bud,
gateway to
because
get
it
the
sounded
belt.
like Bud was gonna get. It sounded
It's a
like Bud was in a catch-22. What I'm saying.
it's a gateway to get the belt back
The-
on
I'm,
Canelo.
I'm, yeah. Look, I'm just saying that there's a possibility, right, that Bud might be just on the wrong end of some politics that happened in a dark back room somewhere. Because think about how much Turkey's got to pay Shiraz or Ambili to fight Canelo. It ain't going to be 50 and it's not going to be 100
Uh,
million, right?
uh,
They're going to fucking take that fight for the opportunity, right? For God knows, 8-10 million, right?
yeah,
There's still a $90 million savings there if it's not Bud.
right. That's a fact.
Mhm.
So
But
look, and I'm just speculating is all. Like
I
it
feel
just
you.
didn't make sense. And I don't think it needed to be done the way it is. Someone could have just called Bud and said, well, you didn't pay your check, so I'm stripping you. Just
Right,
like if you
right.
didn't pay your electricity bill, I'm turning your electricity off. That's all it
Facts.
had to be. They
That's
didn't
all it
have to
had.
make a big song and dance about it.
That's right. Well, fellas,
And
up. Go. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
and not only I'm not going to tell you that you're stripped, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that, oh, we've already got a fight planned in your place.
Uh,
That's
it,
never happened. Give
I
me a
agree with
time.
you on that.
Give me a time where any fighter of any generation's been stripped, and in the same 5 minutes, the replacement's already been ordered and organised.
Exactly. And that's how I knew
Nah,
they
that's some
already
crazy
talked
ass
about
shit
it.
right there. Bro.
Bud already knew it was going down. Bud already knew he was gonna be stripped. But it was the fact that Mauricio came out and said that shit, like trying to make him look bad. I think that's why he replied it
Yeah.
is what it is. Well, fellas, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, man. I gotta get up, make this long drive. But baby, got a cheer competition in the morning.
Nice.
So
Hope she
Man,
goes
salute.
well. I'm going to be
yeah,
up all night. This
yeah,
card's got like 10 fights on it, slick.
yeah, dude.
So
I went on to you. It ain't on my end. They not showing it over here.
UFC Fight Pass.
Yep, I put my password. It ain't on the list. It's not on
Did you double check the zone just in case they did give it to you over there? Oh,
it.
look, if
I'll
you've got
look.
5 minutes, you know how you were asking me about the whole match room and Jai setup? I've actually got a
Yeah.
little bit more information if you got 5 minutes, and I'll
Oh,
try
okay.
and make it really
Okay.
quick.
Okay.
Matchroom weren't actually forking much of a check to organise the fights, the venues, and those sorts of things for Jai Opetaia over here, right? When he's on Riyadh season, Turkey foots all that bill, right? So
Right.
Jai and his team have actually come up with a new broadcasting deal at the moment here with a subsidiary of one of our major broadcasters that are helping foot that bill for the production costs and those sorts of things, right?
Oh, okay.
Now, the current agreement, they don't hate each other, but the current agreement between Jai, his manager, and Matchroom has ended, right? By way of
Uh,
however many fights or a calendar deal or whatever it might be. And because Jai was fighting on a different broadcaster, Eddie couldn't be present at there because it wasn't going to be on the zone here in Australia. So short and thick of it is, Spencer Brown is throwing a lot of financial support behind Tasman fighters. So he's Hamza Shiraz, he's Tyson Fury. Spencer Brown's got a fair few people that he works with, right? So at
uh,
the moment, it's typical of a matchroom thing, right? They just finish their agreement, no harm, no foul, and they just go in different directions.
gotcha. Okay. That's
So
what's
whether
up.
Wow.
that whether that ends up being a good thing or a bad thing, but I did see stats that the subscriber to Stan in Australia is bigger than the subscriber to DAZN in Australia. So they've actually
Uh,
picked a much bigger platform in
okay.
Australia. Not
In
bigger than
Australia.
DAZN worldwide, but in Australia.
Hell yeah, cause if you can't eat at home, you can't eat nowhere. So yeah, he go eat. All right,
And
y'all. Oh, go ahead.
All right, man.
I want you to both dream about a potential in the future Benavidez Jai Opetaia fight.
That'd be gangster.
Man,
That'd be gangster,
man.
bro. That'd be off the chain, bro. That would be it.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
That'd be it. I'll
That
be happy as hell.
yeah,
Take
look
my
at the
money
smile on
now.
man. That is just an all-out brutal war.
I
So
promise you, I promise my ass will be. I'm talking about, oh my God, take my
I'll
money now. I'll
appreciate
pay for
you,
that shit.
Casino.
All
Appreciate you,
right,
Slick.
man.
I'll let you
Right
get to bed.
on, bro. Right
All right,
on,
yeah.
man.
All
Right
right,
on, Casino. Appreciate you, baby.
for sure.
Yeah. If you got dogs, man, I just want to let you know. I bet you give a brick house performance. I bet you didn't. I know you didn't, man. So make sure you contact them. You see email right here. You know what I mean? And my guys, bro. I'm not sponsored by any means. I just support. You know what I'm saying? So if you into the pits, especially the pit bull terriers, email down below. You feel me? I know y'all been seeing this shirt I got on, bro. Right here, man. They're my guys, man. They're good guys. But yeah, man. Hey, DJ said that. Damn, bro. If that fight happened, I swear to God. Oh my God, man. I need that smile. I need that smile. Real talk. Tomorrow, I know Saturday I usually do the fight party. Y'all know we don't miss no fights on Saturday. And we definitely ain't gonna miss a podcast on Fridays. I'll be missing through the week. I do know that. But Friday, I ain't never gonna miss. Saturday, tomorrow, depending on what's going on, I may be here for the fight party. But tune in. You see your thumbnail? Check in, man. Hit that like button. Let me know you coming through. You feel me? May be a little different because the setup might be a little different. But nonetheless, if I got time, it's going down. You feel me? So make sure you check in, still tune in, all the great stuff. Salutes to all my new subscribers that we just got on this show. All right, we gained 4 new subscribers. You know, we gonna show that love all day. And we're always gonna show love to the money. I appreciate my guy Context for the $5, bro. All donations are welcome. Real spit. I can't wait to beginning of the year. I'm gonna do a soft launch. We gonna do a soft launch. But y'all gonna see. Salutes to that, man. I really appreciate it. That goes a long way, man. It goes to the channel, man. Lets me know that y'all love your boy. You know what I'm saying? And want me to keep going, man. Real spit. So I can't get mad at that. Thank you, Context, man. From the bottom of my heart. 100%. That ain't I ain't mean to make that sound like some funny shit. But real talk. I really appreciate it. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I am your boy Slick 50. I'm finna get up out of here. You understand me? Y'all be easy. And for all y'all out there that just don't get it, bro.
You disloyal, fool ass, bitch made punk.
Yeah, that's for y'all. You understand me? Real talk. I'm up out of here. Deuces. I'm coming back just for this. If Shakur versus Tape for the IBO, the BF already be getting grabbed early. But the fans will give prestige to the belt and the fights will be massive. That's a fact. And I feel like because everybody we got enough 2-time undisputed, and we got a 3-time undisputed, that IBO for to get some relevance. Mark my words, aircraft carrier. Good ass fucking comment. I swear to God. Mark my words. Yeah. That IBO is for to become relevant. Now I'm out of here for real. Good stuff, IBO. I mean, aircraft carrier. You own something, boy. Trust me, you own something.